Okay, so I think we're live. Let's see here. Um, Hold on one second. Let me get rid of that. Very good. It is 1:17. Sorry I'm late, but you guys know me by now. I'm pretty much always going to be freaking late. And it's already the 4th of 2026. So um, it's good to see everybody so far in here. We got Paul in here. We got Boston Christian. There's Heather right there. Hope Heather's doing well. Unindicted co-conspirators in here. What's going on? Dom's in here. What's going on, buddy? Let's see here. What's the matter with Heather? Hi, Dave. Not feeling well, but wanted to say, hopefully I'll be back. What's the matter? What's going on with Heather? Are you still feeling sick? Let's see here. We have Brian is in here. Good to see Brian. Always good to see Brian in here. Hopefully he got the 111 or so subs he needed. If not, we'll try to get that tonight. Let's see here. Who else is in here? Leslie's in here. Good to see Leslie. Love and Light for All is in here. Good to see Love and Light for All. Like I said, I keep repeating myself all the time here. If you guys have channels and you want to throw them in the chat, go right ahead. I have no problem promoting good channels here. All right, so let me play an intro. I'll be right back. We're going to go through some of the cases of the week. I'm going to go to missing. I got a quick cold case file to look into this week here, but it is getting late here. So let me play my intro, and I'll be back at some point to get this. Tracy's in here. Good to see Tracy. Hope everybody's doing well. Let me hold on a second. Let's see here. Give me 2 seconds while I pull this up here. All right, I'll be right back. We'll get going. Good to see everybody. Be right back. Okay, so we're here. I don't know what happened to that, but anyways, let's get going. Let's see here. I hope you're well, Heather. Geez, that sucks. Let's see here. Where'd she go? Free Peach is here. Good to see Free Peach. Somebody else came in too while I was. Let's see here. There's Tracy right there. No, Tracy's here. Boston Christian's here. Gonna lurk and listen for a few and get these clamps off my table repair. Okay, cool. I know it's late. I know people got other things to do besides listen to me. That's for sure. But it's good to see everybody in here. Yes, Happy New Year. Let's see here. I don't know why they didn't play, but anyways, let's get going here. So we'll go to this first here because this just came off. And I did find out what's going on with this other person down there in Texas. But let's play this first. So hold on one second. Let me share this here. I don't know what's going on here. Share screen. All right. So this came out. Let's see here. A couple of days ago, I think. This was done. Was on my feed a little while ago, and I would just try to make sure I play this and get rid of this off the slate here. But anyways, this is the ex-boyfriend accused in Warren County double unaliving here. This is kind of like a MS here, but I just wanted to play this here because I wanted to play this the other night. I didn't get a chance to. So we'll play this here and then move on to so there's been a lot of these this week here, these MSs, I call them. But here we go.
Police say a jealous ex-boyfriend killed his former girlfriend, her new boyfriend, and then killed himself too. The tragedy comes in a quiet part of Warren County where residents are still very shaken by all of this tonight. Fox 2's Chad Mira is live at the sheriff's office there where the major case squad.
Becky's here. Good to see Becky. Always good to see Becky in here. Always good to see Tracy's in here. Tracy's amazing. I haven't seen Southern Gal for a while. I hope she's okay. I know that I know she was sick a few weeks ago. Hopefully she's okay. But there's a lot of shit going around, so just be safe.
Has been piecing it all together. Chad, what do you got?
That's right, Andy. They got out here late last night. They've been here all day today, and then late this afternoon, we learned from them the identities of these victims. A couple, as you mentioned, the suspect and ex-boyfriend. Warren County residents shaken by a rare crime for their community. 8:35 p.m. Monday, the sheriff's office got a call to South Strax Church Road and Highway M. 2 gunshot wound victims found dead near the intersection, launching an hours-long manhunt.
We developed a suspect vehicle description, and that suspect.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep saying Tracy, and most people don't know who the hell I'm talking about. That's a quad right here. Quad axle. I believe quad axle Mimi is actually Tracy. Sorry about that.
Vehicle description was located in Forestell at the truck stop.
Then at 3 a.m. in Forestell in St. Charles County, that suspect vehicle was found at the TA truck stop. When officers approached, the major case squad says the suspect pulled out a gun and shot himself.
No officers fired their weapons.
It's JC Hansen here too, who is now class in crime. So there's JC Ann right there. I tried to make it over there to your live earlier tonight, but I got busy doing something else. I'm really pissed off at myself that I didn't get over there in time. But JC Ann, who's also class in crime now, that's an awesome name. Good to see you. Great creator. So let's do this here.
And to my knowledge, there was only one shot fired by the victim.
We now know the 2 people killed were 42-year-old Yacir Buster Concepcion and 33-year-old Elizabeth Hernandez Sanchez, both from Warrenton. The major case squad says the 2.
So I'm wondering if I'm still subbed to you, if you're now class in crime. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out.
2 were in a relationship. The suspect was Hernandez Sanchez's ex.
We're still working lots of leads trying to figure out where everything ties in together. But at this time, we don't believe that there's a suspect at large.
People all over Warren County were talking about the double murder Tuesday, just not to our cameras. But several people told me they were stunned by the news.
You know what's really funny is the strangest things happen usually when you go live. Like there could be complete like silence and normalcy right up until you go live. And then obviously when I go live, as soon as I go live, the cats are going to start running around the freaking house and just crazy. Yeah, it's good to see you. Definitely good to see you. JCN's got a great channel over there at Class in Crime. I got to make sure that I'm subbed over there. Like I said, I saw that you went live, I think earlier today, and I was going to go over there, but I got caught up in the football game, so sorry about that. But I know Shibby's live too now, I think. Shibby's awesome too. I try to fix my lives around his lives. but enough about me. Here we go.
One witness said she heard the gunshots but didn't think much of it at first. Another person didn't even believe there had been a murder when he first heard the news. It's also hard on the first responders who are eager to help and provide closure.
It's something that gives us great joy, but when something like this that is a tragedy where there are 3 deaths involved, it rings home for us.
The Major Case Squad says this investigation is still ongoing, so for that reason, they're not going to release the identity of the suspect at this point. Reporting live in Warren County, Chad Mira, Fox 2 News.
And Chad, what are you finding out about exactly where this happened? What sort of was the lay of the land there?
It was a pretty secluded area, Andy. There was some farmland around, a couple vacant properties, but Strex Church kind of backs up to a neighborhood, a cul-de-sac we found, and we knocked on a few doors there. People in that neighborhood, they saw a lot of flashing lights, a lot of police activity along Strex Church last night, but even then they were surprised to learn this morning what the police were out there for.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like anyone really had an idea of what happened right next door.
All right, so let's get a lay of the land here. Support with Stephanie is here. Wow, I'm seeing a lot of people I haven't seen in Ducking Felonies is in here. Awesome. Let's see here. Let's see here. Why does it support with Steffa have a wrench? I didn't talk about any specific, just that I'm planning or hoping to be. It's tough. You know, these people think that, you know, lives are easy to do. Finding the time for one is difficult. Saturday nights, early Sunday morning seem to be good for me because that's when I'm up. That's my night off. And once I get all my chores done around the house, I have, you know, a few hours to do it. So it's not easy to do. But it's good to see you for sure. It's good to see support with Steffa here too. And Ducking Felonies, haven't seen you for a while. Good to see. It's reunion night. That's too funny. All we need now is Mr. Steve. All right. What was I just doing? This here. Let's go. Hold on a second. So that was from Warrenton, I believe, Missouri here. And this is right in here. Let me back off a little bit here. No, I don't want to go there. Anyways, it was over in here somewhere. Let me back out of this. I think my daughter may be on the computer here doing her game, so my computer's a little slow. But it's right in this area here. So, all right, let's get out of this, and I'm going to go to this next case here. Hold on a second here. All right. I don't know if you guys have heard about this case here, but this is another one of these. I think this person is going to be charged as an adult here. So this is I believe this is the police interview. This was done a day ago. And since we're right here, we might as well do this other case. Police give an update on the 15-year-old charged in connection with the unaliving of an Uber driver on New Year's Day. So this guy's New Year's didn't start off well. For some reason, this person just decided that he was going to off an Uber driver. This poor guy's just trying to make extra money for his family, and this is just awful. This is just this is terrible. So this is the press conference. This is coming out of Lawrenceville. I believe this is in Georgia here. But this has been all over my feed here too for the past couple of days. So let's go to this here. There we go.
Ready? All right. Good morning. We're here to update you this morning on the senseless murder of a husband and a father of 2 who was just trying to provide for his family yesterday morning. The victim has
So this is going to be a little triggering.
been identified as 58-year-old Cesar Tejado of Grayson, Georgia. First, let me say our thoughts and condolences are with the Tejada family. It's a
All right, so Shibby's here. All right, Shibby, good to see you. Let's see, Carol's here. Good to see Carol. Carol, I think, is Leader Joe. And for some reason, when I sign off, I keep forgetting some people. So I'm going to say hello to Lisa Joe, who's usually in here, but I forget to sign off saying goodnight to, and a couple other people. So who else showed up here? Good to see Shibby in here. I hope Shibby's doing well. It's good to see Duncan Felonies in here. I haven't seen Duncan Felonies in a while. But like I said, I'm on stream. Alosha's here. Good to see Alosa. Good to see everybody. All right, let's get back to this.
It's a senseless act and not the way any family would want to start a new year. I'm going to start by telling you about how this unfolded yesterday morning. The Lawrenceville Police Department received a 911 call at 5:20 a.m. Stating that there was a unresponsive male in the roadway. Officers responded and located a male with a gunshot wound who was pronounced deceased on the scene. Detectives arrived on scene and began utilizing flock cameras and ring cameras where they identified a black SUV as the vehicle of interest. Flock was able to identify the vehicle, running the license plate. It was determined that the vehicle used was actually the Uber driver's, the victim's vehicle. We were able to contact the family and confirm that he was out working as an Uber driver. With that, we were able to utilize Flock and find out that the vehicle in question continued after disposing of the body on the roadway, continued towards Lilburn, Georgia. We contacted Uber, who was very helpful in providing information, and we were able to get the following timeline. At 4:13 a.m., Mr. Tejada went to pick up a customer on Rangewood Drive in Lilburn. From there, Mr. Tejada drove the suspect to the 600 block of Groveland Parkway. That's where the ring camera.
You imagine this guy's just out trying to earn extra money during the holidays or whatever, and it's just awful. It's just terrible. I mean, this kid just decides he wants to be an asshole and it's just terrible. But the good news is I think they're going to try him as an adult here. So, yeah.
Camera shows the suspect exit the back seat, go to the front driver's side door where Mr. Tejada was shot.
Like I said, I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things here after being off for a couple of weeks. So hopefully I can start, circling the web again and get into all your guys' lives. I was going to try to make JC Ann's live tonight, but I got involved in a damn football game. But hopefully I can start making my rounds again here. I did share Shibby's live tonight. So good to see Shibby, though, for sure.
After he removed Mr. Tejada from the vehicle, he left the neighborhood. 10 minutes later, he returned to the neighborhood and then eventually went back to Lilburn. Again, using Flock and Uber records, we were able to determine that the vehicle was left in the same neighborhood where Mr. Tejada originally picked up the suspect. Detectives were able to identify a possible suspect that lived in the area where they placed officers in front of the home. And at that time, the suspect exited the home, began walking down the road, and we were able to take the suspect into custody. That suspect has been identified as 15-year-old male Christian Simmons of Lilburn. Want to thank the outstanding work by our officers and our detectives. And we also would like to thank Uber with their partnership. This partnership was instrumental in bringing this to a swift close. The Lawrenceville Police Department remains steadfast in the protection of our community, and we would like to continue to offer our condolences to the Tejada family.
Do you know anything about what led up to this carjacking? Was it like an argument, anything like that?
No, it does not it doesn't appear that there was any sort of argument. It appears to be just a carjacking.
Any updates on charges Christian Simmons could face, and could he be charged as an adult?
He is being charged as an adult with a murder.
Has Mr. Simmons gone through bond court as of yet?
When he was booked in, he did have his first appearance in front of a judge, but with him being charged as an adult, he will go through the proper channels of going through a magistrate first appearance hearing, which is usually within a couple of weeks of the charges being filed.
We spoke to neighbors. They don't believe that Tejada had any connection to the neighborhood where he was shot and left. Can you confirm that?
Tejada has no connection. His connection, he lives in Grayson. He was just out trying to make extra money for his family. He was summoned to Lilburn to pick up.
To be honest with you, I've been watching both. A quick shout out to Indiana for beating my team Alabama the other day. That's actually pretty cool for Indiana. But I've been watching both actually. Let's see here. Mama Duck is here. It's always good to see Mama Duck in here. Good morning. Or good evening, depends on where you are, I guess. Always good to see the Mama Duck in here. Haven't seen you for a while. It's always good to see. Alabama just didn't show up, apparently. What was I going to say? I was going to say something else. No, I wasn't going to say anything else. All right, let's go.
Up Mr. Simmons. Mr. Simmons.
Yeah, 15 years old, right? Like this, it's just terrible. Like, you can't make this stuff up.
Requested through the Uber app that he be transported to Groveland Parkway. When he stopped in Groveland Parkway, that's when Mr. Simmons shot and killed Mr. Tejada.
Do we know why he wanted to go to that neighborhood?
Apparently, he has friends in the neighborhood, but there was nothing to indicate that he made contact with any of the residents in the neighborhood.
Any other idea aside from motive? I mean, we hear about cars getting stolen all the time, but often you don't hear of those ending.
I think I've taken rideshare like twice in my life. It's probably the easiest thing to ever do. I know I had to take a rideshare to Concord Hospital when my daughter was in there, and it was like 12 o'clock at night. And I'm way out here in the boondocks. So to get somebody to come get me at 12 o'clock at night to go to the hospital is amazing. But it was the easiest thing to do, to be honest with you. So, and I don't know why somebody would do this. This is just terrible. It's awful.
And the murder of an innocent man.
I concur with that. However, we do not have any other motive other than Mr. Simmons wanted the vehicle.
Have you spoken to the family of the victim? I mean, like you said, it's the new year. They're starting it without their fathers.
I have not personally. Detectives are actually speaking with them right now.
What about the family of the suspect? Were there any guardians at home when you made contact with the suspect?
Our detectives has been in contact with the suspect's mother, but that was via telephone yesterday after the interview.
Do we know how he got access to a weapon?
I'd rather not release that information at this moment.
What led up to the arrest? Meaning, how did you guys perform that? Like, was he compliant? Did you guys have to force?
You're always going to get one or two really dumb questions from reporters in these so-called press conferences. They ought to have like a running top 10 or something, but you're guaranteed at least one or two really dumb questions from the audience. It's just so sad.
Forcefully, go in there and, put him into custody. What was that encounter like?
When our officers first encountered Mr. Simmons, he was uncooperative, but eventually he did comply and was brought back to the police department with any further any resistance.
Do you have any evidence that shows that when he called this Uber driver, he intended to carjack him?
I can't.
I haven't seen Charlotte around for forever, too. I hope she's okay. Big Fish is here because they lied to us in school and said there are no dumb questions. That's too funny. There's no such thing as stupid questions, just stupid people asking questions. I think Chris Berman said that. That's too funny.
Can't speak on that. I'm not sure of that.
Do we know of any efforts to help the Tejada
Good to see Big Fish in here.
family at this point?
We do not. If we get any information, once the detectives meet with them this morning, we'll definitely forward that out.
Did the teen seem to be intoxicated in any way?
He did not.
Can we just get the formal spelling of both the victim and the suspect's names?
Cesar Tejada is Cesar Tejada, Tejada. And the suspect Christian Simmons, Christian Simmons.
Are there any known mental health issues with this suspect?
Not
That was a good question. The mental health question is always a good question.
to my knowledge.
Do you know what high school he attended?
We do not.
I don't know if the mugshot has been released yet. Do you have any of?
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna. Well, they probably. I don't know if they can release the. But they are trying him as an adult, so maybe that changes whether or not they can release the. The suspect's face. I don't know.
That
No, we don't. Typically, even if he's being charged as an adult, a lot of times they will not release the photo of a juvenile.
What else would you like to say to the public after this happened, just a couple hours after the new year came in?
Here in Lawrenceville, our crime rate is very low. Our homicide rate is even lower. So this was quite a surprise to us. And I just want the public to know that the Lawrenceville Police Department is here for your safety. And also to people that decide they want to come to the city of Lawrenceville and commit crime, we will find you and we will prosecute.
I mean, I don't think this person went specifically to Lawrenceville to commit a crime. I think he's just, I don't know, just, I don't know, it's just so weird.
You.
One more question. In the initial release that you all sent out, you said that you would not be identifying the suspect because of age. Was there something that made you all change course on that?
Well, we consulted with the district attorney's office as well as we wanted to make sure that there were no additional suspects before we released too much information.
It sounds like Flock was integral in this capture. There's a lot of argument whether or not that there should be the use of these kind of cameras, but this is an example of how this helps get a tidy end and is able to track a car across multiple jurisdictions across the state. Can you just speak?
Yeah, I mean, we've done, I mean, when we were 15, 16, we were always doing something really stupid. I mean, shooting up cars with BB guns, we'd water balloons, you name it, we did it, but we didn't go around unaliving people, that's for sure. Now I don't know the whole story here, so I don't know what happened, but when my nephew was 15, he and his friends got guns by smashing the police. And yeah, I mean, we did stuff too. Just terrible. This poor guy just driving around trying to earn extra money around the holiday season. It just sucks. for him and now the family, the family's got to live with this for the rest of the, the duration of this. It's terrible. 58.
Kind of why it's so important that Lawrenceville and Gwinnett County have these kind of tools for police.
Sure. Flock has been instrumental in the way we investigate crime. Without Flock, our resolution to many cases would take a lot longer and possibly have no resolution. For anybody that is doubting the use of Flock, it is.
I mean, I don't know. Dave Gen X says there's no proof of the stupid shit we did. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know how they do that. I think I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. I think they have to have a hearing first to see if they can try him as an adult or the crime. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I agree with this here. This is cold-blooded murder or warm-blooded murder, whatever you want to call it. This person needs to pay for what he did. I mean, this poor guy, he's just out driving around trying to make extra money. And why is this 15-year-old calling and getting an Uber? Is that even, I thought you had to be 18 to do shit like that. I don't know. What is FLOP? Not sure.
Is not an invasion of privacy. The only reason your tag would ever be searched is if it were part of resolving a crime, whether you're the victim or you're the suspect. So in my opinion, the only people that should be apprehensive of Flock is somebody that's doing something that they shouldn't do.
Speaking of the vehicle, would you be able to identify the vehicle at this time? The vehicle that's carjacked?
It's a black SUV. I don't have the specifics.
Do you know if he had any prior, has he ever been in trouble prior to this?
I know they used to do all kinds of shit to us. They used to get us all down in the auditorium and have us watch all of these, pretty gory drug movies and stuff like that. I remember they used to do all kinds of stuff to us to try to. But I'm telling you right now, when these people try to, the more they try to kind of curb these things, the more they make it worse. I think. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know the answers. I do know that mental health is an issue. I'm not saying that's the case here because I don't know any details, and we'll probably never know until this kid goes to trial or whatever. But I don't know. It just sucks. It's just awful. I don't know if there's any answers. I'd like to know how he was able to get a hold of an Uber at 15 by himself. And there's so many issues in this that I don't know. And it could be something as simple as maybe a gun went off. I doubt it because they look like they're pretty serious here. But I'm going to go to a different video here in a second here. We'll see if we can get some answers there because we're not going to get answers from the police. That's for sure.
Or has he had a clean slate?
Multiple jurisdictions do have had encounters with Mr. Simmons.
Do you know what that has looked like, those type of charges, and in what counties?
I do not have that information.
When we were young, they tried blaming satanic music like heavy metal and all of that stuff, and then they changed to videos, like it was called video related issues. And it could be, who knows? I don't know the answer to this, but you got to be pretty brazen. Like we used to do stuff like I wouldn't even bother trying to do now. But it wasn't like like violent like this here. It wasn't we got into fights though a lot. All right, so that's the end of that one there. Let me share this one here. Hold on a second here. Let's see here. Sorry, my computer's really slow. Yeah, hilarious. It was just like it was because of Slayer's fault, like That's why I'm talking about Ozzy. Like all of a sudden, Ozzy dies, and everybody is like, "Oh, poor Ozzy." I mean, back when I was listening to music back in the early '80s, it wasn't like you could just buy an Ozzy album. People hated Ozzy. Now all of a sudden, it's like, the guy's a saint. Ozzy was the devil when I was growing up, man. We had to sneak out of the house to go see the concerts. I mean, you couldn't just, if you were caught with an Ozzy album, it was broken immediately. He was the devil.
Fox 23.
Okay, so I think this is a different one here. Hold on a second. I was gonna play something. Let me stop sharing. This is another one here too, but I wanted to play. Hold on a second here. There was another one I wanted to play with this here, but if not, we'll go into something else. Right here. Okay, so let's do this here. There's two of them. Hold on 2 seconds. All right, so here's another on this here. Okay.
Tonight in Gwinnett, a 15-year-old is facing a murder charge accused of carjacking.
I mean, I remember I remember a lot. And my nephew and his friends were running around with some old dude had been robbing banks. Never got caught. That's too funny. It's too. And the Uber app does have teen accounts. I don't see. That's so weird. I didn't know you were able to do that. Yes, it's Flock. It's a licensed thing. Yes, played backwards. Fought with fists, no guns, and it was over. Yeah. Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. Absolutely. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's very interesting to see why they're doing that. I don't know if they can even charge. I don't know. I think whoever said something about is it the crime that dictates that might have something there. We did so much shit, especially when we were drunk later. But 15. I was always out. Trying to date too. So it was all right. So here we go. This was done 2 days ago. Maybe we'll find out a little bit more here.
And killing an Uber driver just hours into the new year. These are photos that you're going to see only here on 11 Alive. They show officers taking the teen suspect into custody outside of a home on Hardwood Circle in Lilburn. Officers with the Lawrenceville Police Department were first called around 5:30 this morning to Groveland Parkway, where they found a man shot dead in the roadway. Investigators reviewed Ring doorbell video, which showed a black SUV stopping in the road, dropping off the victim, and then driving away. Police later determined the SUV belonged to the shooting victim, a 58-year-old Uber driver who'd been carjacked and killed. Officers then tracked the SUV to Lilburn, where they found and arrested the suspect. The 15-year-old.
Okay, hold on a second.
New year. These are photos that you're going to see only here on 11 Alive. They show officers taking the teen suspect into custody outside of a home on Hardwood Circle in Lilburn.
So apparently that's him there, right there. He looks pretty tall for being 15, right?
In Lilburn. Officers with the Lawrenceville Police Department were first called around 5:30 this morning to Groveland Parkway, where they found a man shot dead in the roadway. Investigators reviewed Ring doorbell video, which showed a black SUV stopping in the road, dropping off the victim, and then driving away. Police later determined the SUV belonged to the shooting victim, a 58-year-old Uber driver who'd been carjacked and killed. Officers then tracked the SUV to Lilburn, where they found
Oh, okay. So yeah, that makes more sense. I thought she said that it was kind of like a drive-by type thing.
and arrested the suspect. The 15-year-old suspect is charged with murder, but police say because of his age, they're not releasing his identity. The victim's name has also not been released as officers work to notify his family. 11 Alive did reach out to Uber, which sent us a statement saying, "We are saddened by this devastating loss and our condolences go out to the driver's family during this incredibly difficult time. We've been in contact with the Lawrenceville Police Department to help support their investigation."
All right, so that was that one there. Let's try this one here, and then we'll move on to something else. Here's the video. Let's see this here. Let's play this one here.
Year-old is in jail, charged with murdering an Uber driver. Channel 2 Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson is live in Lilburn Forest, and Matt, that's where police staked out the suspect's house.
That's right, George. It's right here where police waited for that 15-year-old to walk out of his home before they moved in for the arrest. Neighbors who live nearby are just saddened and devastated by the tragedy yesterday.
The first question that I have is, how did he have a gun? Or was it his gun?
That's the question on the mind of some neighbors who live near a 15-year-old boy accused of murdering an Uber driver.
It makes you realize you don't know who's next to you.
I think there's, I mean, I'm not a psychologist or mental expert or whatever, but I don't think any of that stuff has anything to do with it. I think a lot of it has to do with just mental illness. Because there's been a lot of people through history that didn't have lyrics or whatever, and they turned out to be pretty much assholes. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but this looks like this was a planned type thing here. I'm going to rewind this here because this is the video here.
Murdering an Uber driver. Channel 2 Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson is live in Lilburn Forest, and Matt, that's where police staked out the suspect's house.
That's right, George. It's right here where police waited for that 15-year-old to walk out of his home before they moved in for the arrest. Neighbors who live nearby are just saddened and devastated by the tragedy yesterday.
The first question that I have is, how did he have a gun? Or was it his gun?
That's the question on the mind of some neighbors who live near a 15-year-old boy accused of murdering an Uber driver.
It makes you realize you don't know who's next to you.
This Ring video shows the SUV that belonged to 58-year-old.
All right, so everyone my pills are kicking in, trying time to sleep. I'll check that out, Dom. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. It's good to see you, man. Hopefully you're feeling good. Hope you have a good week. I'll check that out for sure.
Year-old Cesar Tejada just before the murder. Police say 15-year-old Christian Simmons requested the Uber ride from his home in Lilburn to Groveland Parkway in Lawrenceville at around 4 Thursday morning. It's there where Simmons allegedly shot Tejada in the back and left his body in the road, according to an arrest warrant.
It's a senseless act.
Lawrenceville police detectives tracked Tejada's stolen SUV using flock cameras. The technology led them back to where the Uber ride began on Rangewood Drive in Lilburn. Officers staked out Simmons' home Thursday afternoon.
The suspect exited the home, began walking down the road, and we were able to take the suspect into custody.
There are still details that are not public while the investigation continues, including how Simmons may have gotten the gun.
I'd rather not release that information at this moment.
Simmons is charged as an adult with murder, but no booking photo has been released because of his age. Those who live next to him say their thoughts are with the victim.
My condolences. I mean, first day of the year, and this is what happened.
And Mr. Tejada's family asked for privacy and prayers while they continue to mourn him. Meanwhile, that 15-year-old suspect is being charged as an adult, so he will stay in jail without bond until his court date. Live in Gwinnett County, Matt Johnson, Channel 2 Action News.
We have more details.
It's just, stuff you don't hear about all the time. It's just crazy.
Details now on violence in ride shares. Companies have recently added safety features for riders, but Uber hasn't released a publicly available safety report since 2022. And that year, according to their report, they claim 36 physical assault fatalities. It also saw nearly 3,000 of what Uber's calling incidents across the most serious categories of.
So let's face it, Uber is just basically an extended taxi, right? It's I'll have to check that out for you, Dom. Give me a couple of days. I'll look into that. Yeah, he was picked up at his own house, I believe. I wonder if there's more to this. I don't know. It's just so weird how. I mean, he would just pick that one Uber. He just wanted to unalive an Uber driver. Is that possible?
Of sexual assault and misconduct. The company notes 99.9% of its rides in 21 and 22 ended without a safety report of any.
I don't even think we have Uber around here. I think we have Lyft. But anyways, Uber's awesome. Like, if you live in an area, you could pretty much order anything at any time and get it delivered right to your house. I mean, especially if you don't have car. I know a lot of bigger cities, people usually don't have automobiles. So, all right. So, anyways, let's get out of that. I'll keep updating on that if there's any more information coming out of that. But to me, it just seems weird how somebody would just do that out of the blue. I wonder if there's more to that story than that. Mustang's here. Good to see Mustang. Good to see everybody. To be honest with you. All right, so we're going to move on to this. The other bad news. We came on Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, with the terrible news about Camilla Olmos down there in right around San Antonio, Texas. But there was other bad news coming out of. I believe this is Texas. Was this Texas too? No, this is Alabama. Okay, so I'm going to play this here. This is the, let me share this here. This is going to probably be triggering here. This is terrible. There were so many missing cases this week. Like kids who went missing, teens who went missing. It was really hard to keep track of them all. I know there was 3 missing girls or women in San Antonio, Texas, for sure. There was 3 of them. And then there was this case here. So let's check this out. This is the press conference for, I don't know if you guys have heard about this case here, but this was, let's see, the search for the missing 4-year-old in Walker County believed to be in danger. The father was charged. They had a search going, and then they called up the search because of finding some sort of explosives on the property. This comes as the search continues. That was continuing for Jonathan Boley, who was believed to be in danger. We'll play this first here, and then we'll play how they found him. Here we go.
You're helping get this information out to a lot of people, and we need this in front of as many people as we can get. Okay. We're here today to help try to find and bring home Jonathan Boley, known as John. He's 4 years old. I want to thank the community.
So this was done on the 2nd. So 2 days ago. And I'll play, this whole press conference was interesting.
Our first responders that have helped search. We've had a tremendous outpouring of support.
It's Grismatically Clever's in here. Good to see Grismatically. They wouldn't let me drive Uber because I had a Camaro, and you have to have 4 doors. Really? Yeah, I don't think they allow people in the front seat. Good to see Grizz in here. If anybody has Grizz's channel in here, you can throw it in here too. Yeah, this is another one of these strange situations here. I think they were fearing for their life. I think the father might be a little bit challenging this here. We'll see what happens with this here.
And people can say whatever they want to. About Walker County, but in moments like this, I'm the most proud of Walker County, being a lifelong citizen.
Whoops.
Of this county, and I need your help. I need your help to try to bring John home. Okay, there's some information that I want to give about John. John was last seen on December 31st around 11:30 a.m. In the 7,000 block of Highway 195. Jonathan is 4 years old. He has blonde hair, blue eyes. He is 4 foot tall. He weighs 50 pounds, and he goes by John. John was wearing a yellow Mickey Mouse shirt, black pants, Paw Patrol shoes. As you can look behind me on the screen, we have pictures for the community of John. We have pictures of the dog Buck, which is a.
Okay, so hold on 1 second here. Whoever did, thank you, Mustang. You're awesome. Appreciate that. There's Grizz's channel there. Hold on, I want to give, because we did this the other day, but I want to give people a kind of idea of where we are here. So this is Jasper, Alabama here. This is the deep south. Like this is so this is kind of where we are here. Here's the satellite. And I think it's like due west of Birmingham, I think here. And I had flight radar on here. I think it was Thursday. Was it Thursday? Because they had helicopters all over the place here. They had the FBI and I think the sheriff's office helicopters out here. Hold on, let me 1 second. Let me give so there's Talladega there. It's over in this area here. So just there's Birmingham right there. So it's basically northwest, about an hour out. All right, let's get back to this. Hold on a second here. I'd love to go to Alabama. That's definitely on my bucket list. Never been to Alabama, but I'd love to go.
Lab mix retriever.
Years ago, I used to be a huge NASCAR fan, and Talladega's like the best race ever.
We have pictures of the Paw Patrol shoes that was provided by his mother that he was wearing at the time he wandered off.
Yes, this press conference right here, right after this press conference, I think they found him. Not sure. I could be wrong about that, but I'm playing this because I haven't seen this one yet.
It's just a few little things about John. He loves the outdoors. Him and his brother are very adventurous. I guess the best way to describe them is just boys being boys. You know, they just outdoors kids, all boys.
Yeah, this is terrible. You could tell this guy here pretty much shaken up by this whole thing. This is just terrible. Yes, they did. Sorry.
But it's John and his brother were out playing. John's brother said and identified the last place that he saw John and Buck. Now, we're very hopeful with the community support and that we have. I need the community to be out. I need you to be vigilant. Just because you may not necessarily be in this immediate area, I need everybody, and I mean everybody, in Walker County. Check your ring cameras, check your deer cameras, check your tree stands, check your deer houses, check your deer cameras. Look under your carports, your garages, your houses. John is 4 foot tall, so he's very small. He can get in tight places. If you got tunnels, caves on your property, get out and look and make sure that we're just not overlooking, and make sure that we're doing our due diligence to find this child. Now, I know that the father and the situation that's been going on has that's secondary to me. My concern is finding and bringing home John. And this is just a plead as just your local sheriff, is to help us bring him home. Especially with him having a canine, it's very known that children that wander off in the woods with canine go a lot further than we anticipate or we think. There's been numerous stories over the years where kids have wandered off into the woods with their canine. I'm very hopeful that with Buck, if Buck and John are still together, I'm very hopeful that they're together. I know we've experienced some cold nights, but I'm hoping that.
I didn't know that about the dog either. So this is the first time I'm seeing this press conference. So that's why I wanted to play it, and we'll get to the latest.
With Buck and John, if they're still together, that they're able to stay warm. But I just can't stress enough about just how important that it is that to get John home.
I'm assuming that part of Alabama, I've never been down there before, but I'm assuming it's probably pretty hot during the day, but I'm assuming it's like, Western Florida around Tallahassee and stuff. At night, it can get fairly cool. So that's probably why he's saying that. I don't know. I guess I could probably figure it out, the temperatures at night. But I'm assuming it can get fairly cool down there. I don't know.
It's, we've had a great support from the community, law enforcement. Yesterday, just alone, we covered about 500 acres, which was a lot of ground to cover yesterday. We had 161 volunteers, 100.
They had everything. When was this done? This was done the 2nd. So what's today? Today's the 4th. So they had everything out there. They had drones. I think they had at least 2 or 3 helicopters out there. So they had flooded that area for sure.
126 law enforcement personnel. We've got over 100 volunteers today. And that speaks volumes to not just Walker County, but the state of Alabama, and anybody that's willing to help. I just need you to do your due diligence around your home. Just if you got Ring cameras, check.
Okay, so just below freezing, yeah. So that's probably why. It doesn't take long for hypothermia, right? I know there's some stuff down there that you probably don't want to get caught in. So that's Tuscaloosa right there. All right, so it's due north of Tuscaloosa right there.
Check them. If you got deer cameras, if you have tree houses or blinds or tree stands on your property, check them, because he can fit in tight places. He's going to be a small child. He can fit in tight places. Also look for the dog. Like I said, he's very adventurous. Look in tunnels. Look in any kind of caves. Look, if you've got a pond on your property, search your pond. Okay. I want to make sure that we're doing everything to get him home. And I want to say first, I want to say that the media, I appreciate what you do. I appreciate that you're here. I appreciate that you care to help get this message out and help us get John home. So it's as a father, it's one of those situations that, I've not been in the situation. So, I want people to pray for this family, just like as me as a father. If I was going through this situation, going through any situation, really, I'd want the community support. I'd want the community behind me, and this community has rallied behind this family and this mother to help try to find John. And the family, including the dad, has helped trying to do everything they can to help provide information for us to do that.
Sure. Yesterday, you had mentioned that there was no indication you found no signs of him in the woods. Is that any update you can give us on that? Has there been anything found in the woods by the search teams?
There's no new additional information on that.
Can you talk about the resources that you're using today? Are you still using helicopters, FLIR, everything that was implemented the past few days?
We're still using the same resources and ground searches and things of that nature, yes.
How about the search area? Has that expanded?
We are looking to expanding the search area. And like I said, it's with him being with Buck, you know, with John and Buck being together, and if he's following Buck, then there's no telling how far they could have traveled. Like I said, if you just look at stories across the state and the nation where children wander off, especially with the companion, you know, canines, they
All right, so let's go. Hold on a second here. I want to go back to Jasper. So this is kind of the terrain here. Let's take a little ride. We're over in this area here. Here's Jasper here, Birmingham Avenue. I forget the actual where they said, but this is, you know, he could be anywhere. This is you know, pretty dense wooded here. So I'm not saying this is where he was, but this is kind of like the layout. And then you get into, you know, Jasper Center here. I guess this is definitely more urban here. So you know, he could have been anywhere. All right, let's get out of that there. The hell am I doing? All right, hold on one second. Let me get back to this.
wander off 2, 3 miles, 4 miles. So we still have a lot of ground to cover. And that's why I want to stress to people in the county is just because you're not impacted in this small area doesn't mean that he couldn't be on your property. And
any reason to think he might be outside the county, abducted or anything like that?
not at this time.
What is his hair? I've seen photos with his hair down and his hair buttoned up. Do we know what?
So they were pretty, I mean, in the beginning, very, very early beginning, I don't think they were sure about anything. But this was a day after, I think. And I think this was right after they kind of put the stop to the search because of these explosives that were kind of found. But they were pretty quick to rule out the abduction thing, I think.
I don't know the condition of his hair whenever he wandered off, but he does have long hair, as you can see in the picture.
Is the age 4 or 5?
He is age 4. That is confirmed. Age 4. The father initially told us that he was 5.
Sheriff, we saw that there was a hazmat team from Pelham here that looked like they were heading down towards the father's house. Is there any reason for that, or were they just here as additional resources?
Just additional resources that I'm aware of at this time.
I know you said the father is helping you guys out. I know a question that the family had last night is if he was getting updates on the search, even though he is in jail. Can you give some information?
You know, I can't speak on what all the investigators are updating him on. You know, that's going to be a conversation that's taking place between investigations and the father.
Can you give us an update on the explosive materials found inside the father's home? Is that area still being kind of locked down and only law enforcement in the area? Is the search still continuing around there?
You know, right now we're keeping it to law enforcement or approved search member.
And we also saw a chemical endangerment charge. Do you say that's separate from this case?
I haven't seen what the DA officially, whenever they had the hearing this morning, what additional charges they may have added.
This is just terrible. This is just horribly sad. This is just bad news.
But the original charge we heard about yesterday, that's still on.
Yes.
And the bodies of water, I noticed there's small little ponds around. Have they all been searched?
They're working on that process. They dived some of the ponds yesterday, and they're working today.
And with the clothes he was wearing, long sleeves, sweatshirt kind of material, something that might keep him warm through the night, or short sleeves, do you know?
I don't know how thick the material is that he was wearing. No, I do not.
Sheriff, are you still looking for volunteers?
And like I said, I'm never going to turn away anybody that wants to help. But one of the things that to understand is that, you know, we're not sending just a random volunteer that comes in out here to create additional hazards. Okay. So we're putting people who have experience in search and rescue. We're assigning volunteers with those individuals. Has been times where we have more volunteers than we have people with experience in search and rescue that we can put them with. So it creates people having to stay. We're keeping it to, if people want to help in the kitchen, if they want to help provide food, if they want to help provide resources like that, the doors are open. The doors are open for volunteers, but I can't promise you that you're just going to walk in here and we're going to hand you a vest or you're going to get a vest and you're just going to go out to the woods. We may need you 5 hours from now. We may need you tomorrow. Like I said yesterday, if this thing drags out days, I don't need people getting burnt out over time. We need people that are going to stay committed to this search until we bring John home.
I think this police conference was to get as much video or that they could at the time. All right, so let's move. I want to move into this one here because we're pretty much updated on that one. Hold on a second. And I'm going to be doing this one here because it's the better one, even though it's in, cell phone format here. But let's do this one here. So this is when they found body of the missing 4-year-old found in Alabama. This is going to be awfully sad. Search crews found the body of the missing 4-year-old in Walker County after going missing on New Year's Eve. His dog was found alive next to, I believe, with his body. So the dog was right there. So here we go. It sucks.
News starts now with breaking news.
It's with great sadness that I'm here to announce that we have located Jonathan, and Jonathan is deceased.
That's like on the same day.
After more than 48 hours of being missing, the search for a young boy in Walker County has taken.
So he went missing New Year's Eve, and then he was found on the 2nd. So, just terrible.
A tragic turn. Good afternoon. I'm Carla Wade.
And I'm Brittany Decker. Authorities believe Jonathan Boley wandered off on New Year's Eve. He was last seen around 11:30 that morning, right near.
So that's him there, and that's the dog. If only dogs could speak, right?
Highway 195 in Jasper.
And they say that the 4-year-old was with his older brother and a dog. And just a couple of hours ago, the Walker County Sheriff said Boley was found dead, but his dog Buck is alive. We have team coverage this afternoon. There is a vigil planned tonight, and we have new details about the boy's father, who is.
I don't know. This is the first time I'm watching any of this stuff too. Because this, like I said, this what's today, the 4th? So this happened technically yesterday, if you want to disregard the last couple of hours of today.
Now been charged with child endangerment and manufacturing a destructive device.
Let's get right out to WVTM 13's Lisa Crane, who is live in Walker County this evening. Lisa, just a really sad day for the community there. Of course, not the outcome that people were hoping for.
No, there was a lot of hope in this community that the searchers would find 4-year-old.
Oh, it's raining. It was raining there too. That kind of sucks. Whoops, sorry.
John alive, and it was very upsetting and heartbreaking, as you can imagine, to all those who had volunteered in that search, that this little boy, that was not the outcome that we saw here today. Now, almost 200 volunteers showed up over the past 48 hours to search for little John Boley, as well as the FBI, SBI, and law enforcement, firefighters too, from across the state. They used a helicopter, ATV, and drones to scan this heavily wooded and rural area. Today, they expanded their search, saying because John might have been following his dog Buck, he could have gotten much further away from home.
John and Buck being together, and if he's following Buck, then there's no telling how far they could have traveled. Like I said, if you just look at stories across the state and the nation where children wander off, especially with the companion, canines, they wander off 2-3 miles, 4 miles.
And we now know that John's body was found about 2 miles away from his home. His dog Buck there alive and still by his side. Now we want to bring in WVTM 13's Zoe Blair with me now. And Zoe, I know you've been covering this story now for a couple of days, and there had been a prayer vigil planned at the church here, Cornerstone Church here, before we found the body, but they're still going to have that prayer vigil.
Absolutely, Lisa. Originally the vigil was supposed to be for them to pray that he was found, and he was found, but now it's going to be praying for support for his family. They're also going to be taking up donations this evening just to help the family with anything they need during this time. It's obviously very heartbreaking for this community, very heartbreaking for this family. And this community has really come together over the past few days during this search. You know, like you said, I've been out here. There were well over 100 volunteers out here searching yesterday. I know there were a lot back out here this morning as well. They've been donating food, water types, things like that for the volunteers, all kinds of things to support this community. And I know they're coming together again tonight. Lots of different churches, several different churches from the area are going to be here praying for the family and just doing what they can to support them.
Yeah, we saw that. So many people coming together. As the sheriff said, couldn't have been more proud of this community coming together, kind of forgetting any differences they might have had, all hoping for a really positive outcome. And they did have the outcome that they had asked for, to find him. Unfortunately, not the way any of us wanted to have that happen. Zoe, thank you so much. Now, in the first few hours of the search yesterday, authorities reported possible explosive devices at Jameson.
I don't think they've, so this was done the second. I'm going to play the latest, which was done, I think, 17 hours ago. I don't think they've said any type of cause yet. Not sure.
Jameson Boley's home. Now that slowed down the efforts in those first few hours around the home. For more on that part of the story, I want to go back to the studio now. WVTM 13.
Thank you, Mustang. There's Paula's channel right there. I was hoping to figure out that stuff in these two ones, but I'll play the latest one after this one here to find out if he might have just been following the dog.
Teens Michael Higdon on that breaking news desk now. And Michael, the father is now facing a few criminal charges. What can you tell us about that?
Jameson Kyle Boley is facing 3 charges against him in connection with officials finding explosives on his property during the search for his missing child. He is charged with unlawful manufacture of a destructive device or a bacteriological weapon.
So that's one of the helicopters they had. They had two, and while one was refueling, they were searching with the other one. They might have actually had 3 at one time, not sure.
He's also facing 2 counts of chemical endangerment of a child, alleging he knowingly or recklessly caused or permitted a child to be exposed to a controlled substance identified in court documents as methamphetamine. The Walker County Sheriff said today, though, those charges were secondary to him and that Boley had been cooperating and providing details that helped in this search. We were also told by the Walker County Sheriff that Boley was a former military member. The Army confirming today Boley did serve in their branch from March of 2003 through November of 2006. They could not disclose any discharge information. Brittany.
Michael, thanks so much. Of course, we're going to continue to stay on top of this story as, again, authorities say the 4-year-old boy was found dead.
This just sucks. It's just such a horrible outcome.
Have team coverage tonight. Sydney Spencer will bring.
Okay, so this is this was done 17 hours ago. The body of 4-year-old was found Friday within 2 miles of his father's home in Walker County. And I think this is the latest one. I could be wrong, but here we go.
Bring us reaction from the community after a prayer service tonight. But first, our Scott Minshaw has a breakdown of the search and reaction from family.
A devastating update this afternoon from Walker County Sheriff Nick Smith. He tells us that the body of 4-year-old Jonathan Boley was found today by search and rescue crews. Sheriff Smith did not release details on how or where Boley's body was found, but he did say the investigation is still ongoing.
I think it's Boley, B-O-L-E-Y. It's 34 degrees here in northern Mississippi now, and it has been colder the last several nights, and I can't imagine it. Yeah. Like I said, I've never been down. I've been to Mississippi. I've never been to Alabama, but I know it. Down there it can get really cool at night. I know that. western parts of Florida too, west of, say west of the main part of the state. It can get fairly cool down there, especially it's been cool everywhere right now this year. But of course we're used to it up here. I don't know how used to it, but I've literally been in Florida before in December and January and have really cool nights. I mean, it's warm to me, but for Floridians, it's pretty cold.
It's with great sadness that I'm here to announce that we have located Jonathan.
If it's 50 degrees at night in Florida, it's cold. You're not really used to that, I guess.
And Jonathan is deceased. Buck is still with Jonathan. Buck is alive.
50 degrees here right now would be balmy. People would be outside taking shirts off and shit. That would be nice and warm here.
He was found about 2 miles from the home.
Sheriff Nick Smith says Jonathan Boley was found with his father's dog Buck. He was last
this sucks. This looks like Duke.
Seen leaving his father James Boley's home with the dog on New Year's Eve. The search included hundreds of volunteers coming from all over Alabama. Police say it was made extremely difficult by explosive devices found in James Boley's home.
We had to back out of the house due to some explosives materials inside the house that made it dangerous for law enforcement to continue a search of the residence.
James Boley has been arrested and charged with...
It's so good to see Mama Duck in here. I lived in Jacksonville. We had snow a few times. It doesn't last, but it gets cold. Yeah, I mean, it's 30 degrees here now. It's probably 18 or 19 degrees out right now outside here, but that's a hell of a lot better than it was last night. Last night was 4 degrees. So I've been to, like I said, I've been to North Carolina, I've been to Georgia, and even in Florida, because most of my family lives around Spring Hill, Florida. So, but at night, there's no cover, there's no cloud cover, so it doesn't. Whenever you have a cloud deck or something, it usually keeps things a little bit warmer, but it can get cold. But cold to them is not necessarily what I consider to be cold. So when I'm down there and if it's 50 at night, that's nice and warm.
Unlawful manufacturing and chemical endangerment of a child. Police say as of now,
even 32 degrees right now would be warm. I mean, it's been pretty cold here the last all of the entire month of December has been cold here.
Now his charges are not related to Jonathan's death.
And
like so many,
the temperature there was 10 p.m. was 55. So I'm assuming that's kind of chilly to them there. But at 10 p.m. at 55 degrees here right now, I'd be outside probably.
Of you across our community, we're devastated, and we're devastated by this news. Jonathan was an adventurous boy, and he loved the outdoors. I ask you to be respectful to the family.
That family includes...
Thank you all for putting all of these great channels in here. We got Mustang's channel in there. We got Mama Duck's channel in here. We got Paula Fitzhenry's channel in here. Mustang's channel in here.
Jonathan's aunt, Caitlin Gray. Before the news that Boley's body had been found broke, she sat down with CBS 42. She lovingly called him John John and described him as an adventurous and
what a cute little kid. This is terrible.
Loving child.
He is the funniest and sweetest and craziest little boy. Like I said, he's 9 months older than my daughter, and when they play together so well, and he's all boy, him and his brother both all boy, and he is so loving. And he,
Don't Hate Create is awesome too. Big Fish is awesome. You all have great channels. Like I said, once I get back into the swing of things here, I'll be around visiting other people's channels, and we need great creators. We need all of these great creators. Mustang, Don't Hate Create, Mama Duck. YouTube Bad Actors is awesome. I enjoy that channel a lot. We got Shibby in here. That's why everybody has wrenches in here. That way, if they have channels or Grismatically Clever's in here. And I'm pretty sure that Stephanie, Support with Steffa, had a wrench too. I don't know why she doesn't anymore. I'll have to fix that. But I have no problem supporting other creators.
Everybody loves him. Everybody.
The investigation into Boley's death is still ongoing. Police say they expect to release more updates in the future. Reporting in Walker County, Scott Mitchell, CBS 42 News.
Yeah, awesome channel. You got an awesome channel. Good to see you. I try to get over there as much as I possibly can. I've kind of been out of the game for the last couple weeks with some personal stuff, but I'm always usually in other people's chats too. Like I said, I have no problem. Brian was in here too. Brian's somewhere around here. Silent Gal's awesome. And like I said, if you have channels in here, feel free to throw them in the channel. And if you want a wrench, let me know. That way you can put your channel in here. But anyways, let's get out of here. We'll play one more and then we'll move on to something else. No, I think that's it. All right, so let's get out of that there. Here. I know I put in the my post. They had the alert, the missing child alert. Did we play this one yet? I do want to play this one here because this is weird. Hold on 1 second here. Let me share this. This is how they go right there. Thank you very much, Mustang. I want to play this here because this is this was the interview where they kind of stopped searching for this kid. And they stopped searching for him because they found these explosives. Hold on a second.
Child being in the woods. Going on now well over 24 hours of looking for the child, and we have not gotten really any indication of the child being in the woods. We've got no thermal, no imagery from the helicopter and drones. Ground searches hasn't revealed anything to my knowledge.
A 5-year-old boy who went missing in Jasper yesterday morning, believed to be in danger, and is nowhere to be found.
I know a lot of people don't like supporting other people. I have no problem at all. As long as you're not a douche, I guess. I mean, I don't. Most of the people I know aren't like that. So, the more like I try, the more we get the information out about some of these cases, the better. I know there's a lot of people that do a lot of good things, especially for people that don't get a lot of the spotlight on some of these cases that don't get talked about a lot. But I know Jason, like I said, JCN was in here. She's really good. Peggy O is awesome. Amy G was in here. She's always usually in there. She's awesome too. So yeah, check them out. They're kind of a big deal. Everyone is pretty cool. Oh, thank you, Big Fish. You guys are all awesome, for sure.
The Walker County Sheriff's Office sharing an update in a news conference within the hour.
If I can freaking do this, anybody can do this. That's all I can say. Like, this is, but true crime, man, true crime is, you know, I do a lot of other shit. Like, I watch a lot of sports and stuff where people have like hundreds and sometimes thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers for, you know, sports and stuff. When it comes to true crime, man, like, oh my God, you know, nobody wants to talk about true crime. That's for sure. But here we are, right?
Good afternoon. I'm Carla Wade. Thanks so much for joining us, and Happy New Year. Authorities have been searching for Jonathan Boley using drones and tracking dogs. He was last seen in the 7,000 block.
He's literally such a douche. That's what I consider to be a douche. Just I enjoy all your videos, man. It's painfully honest.
Block of Highway 195. The boy was living with his father, who reported him missing an hour after he was last seen. WBTM 13's Zoe Blair is joining us.
Okay, so I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was living with his father.
Live in Walker County. And Zoe, you've been following this story for us all day. It appears that the search for the boy has taken some unusual turns.
Absolutely, Carla. This has been a very complicated search process. We're actually at a church right now where a lot of.
So they were searching for this kid, I believe at the property, and they stumbled upon some of these explosives. So they had to stop the search. That's so weird. I mean, these things you just can't make up. This is bizarre.
Of the search parties, the civilian search parties gathered this morning. There were easily over 50 people out here searching for 5-year-old Jonathan, but they actually have sent the civilians home, asked them to stop searching because they have been finding explosives on the property.
Good to see Black Knight in here. Good to see a lot of good people in here, a lot of new people. Thank you, Big Fish, for that. Appreciate that. All right.
I want to give you a look at what we've seen during the search process today. There have been explosive devices found on the property of the home where they.
Imagine that, people searching around on this guy's property and he's got explosives all over the place. Like, my God, jeez.
We're looking for 5-year-old Jonathan. We have been told they were pipe bombs. Constable Alan Estelle actually showed us some images of those.
Hey, Luis Cuevas is in here. Good to see Luis Cuevas. Good to see Anthony France. Wow. Okay. 007, does that mean you're a sneaky spy? Not sure.
And the father of 5-year-old Jonathan has been arrested for possession of those stolen devices on charges related to those explosive devices. And they've actually also found at least 8 explosive devices off of the property in the area where the civilians were searching. So they have been asking the civilians to stop searching just out of safety for them. And I asked Sheriff Smith today, Sheriff Nick Smith here in Walker County, what the explosives were for, if he had any idea. Just take a listen to what he said.
The father's prior military, you know, it's just something that neighbors have said they've been hearing explosions for weeks now. They didn't really know where it was coming from. The morning before the report came in, one of the neighbors reported that they heard an explosion about 4 a.m. that morning. They just didn't know where it came from. Can't say that that's in any kind of connection to the missing child.
Now, those explosives on that property have prevented them from actually searching the property because they are trying to make sure that all of the explosives are clear before they have their crews there. I know that since about 8:30 this morning, the FBI has been out there working to clear that property. And any minute now, Sheriff Smith should be having a briefing with the FBI just to get any kind of update on where they stand in that process. As soon as he gets done with that briefing, we're told he's going to give us an update. As soon as we get that update, we will bring it to you.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't, you know, like, I know I'd probably stop searching if I was walking over, you know, explosives. Probably a good idea to back off just a little bit. All right, so that's that. I'll keep. I still don't know what happened. I don't know the cause of CLD or whatever. I mean, I don't know. So let's on it though. We're gonna move on to the Mickey Steins case because there was information from that this week too. This came out a couple of days ago. They're trying to get this judge removed from this case here. So let's play this for a little bit here. This is you guys don't know about this case here. This is the the case against Mickey Steins here. Sheriff is asking for a new judge in this unalive case, claiming the current judge cannot be impartial because he appeared alongside the victim in a video just days before that all this everything happened. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to happen a lot in this case here. So let's go here. I haven't heard from this for a while, so we'll do this.
One last time. Is there anything? Is this anything to do with your family?
Former Sheriff Mickey Steins is trending this morning as his defense team is asking to remove the presiding judge. So in a motion filed on Monday, Steins' defense team claims that Judge Christopher Coron can't be objected.
Did you two bad actors leave? Good to see, good to see other people in here for sure.
Objective in the case due to his close relationship with victim Kevin Mullins, saying, quote, impartiality might reasonably be questioned, according to the defense.
Look at this here. Did they get this thing moved?
And their request. Here's what they say. They point to a video that was taken 7 days before the shooting occurred. And in that video, you see Judge Kevin Mullins and Judge Coron just inches apart for approximately 2 hours. Mullins and Coron were attending a mental health meeting with the Kentucky Judicial Commission. So both of those judges there together and sitting close to each other. So Steins' defense team claims that this judge didn't disclose that meeting with victim Kevin Mullins, and that leads to, quote, an appearance of impropriety. All right, so let's get down to it. Should the judge recuse himself? Let's talk about it. Let's bring in attorney Franz Borghardt and retired NYPD detective and the co-host of the Gold Shield Show, Tom Smith. All right, so legally here, Franz, I want to go to you on this part. Is there something here to this motion? Does the defense team have a point? What do you say?
So sometimes we file motions not because we have a point, but to alert the judge or the world that, hey, we know that you guys knew each other and that y'all were colleagues, and we're just putting you on notice that we know that. And I don't expect them to win this. I don't expect it to be a recusal. But if you're defending the guy, and keep in mind, Julie, this ain't a whodunit. So if you're defending the guy, you got to file this motion. You got to file it. And maybe an outside judge from another place wouldn't be a bad idea. But that said, this is not going to be a winner. The mere appearance of impropriety is generally not enough to cause a recusal. But it's a good motion to file to protect the record.
Definitely. Yeah, Franz, you're exactly right. And if you're on the side of the state, or the Commonwealth in this case, in Kentucky, and you are saying, wait a minute, there was no close relationship. I don't know. I want to be very clear. We don't know here at Court TV what the relationship is. So let's get that out. But let's just say for the sake of our analysis that you're confident that this was just a meeting that two judges were attending, nothing more. Tom Smith, I'm wondering if you ask one of your investigators at the DA's office to go look into how many other judges from that courthouse might have been there too. That's what I would want to know. What do you say, Tom?
Yeah, that's going to be part of it. But Franz is exactly right. The defense has a job to do, and they're going to pull off everything they can possibly do to defend the defendant in this. And this is one of them. Do I expect it to be overturned? Like he said, no. But you're going to cover every base because here's why. You want it done correctly, Julie. If you're the prosecution and you're law enforcement, you want to make sure all your dots are, your T's are crossed and everything else to make sure that this conviction stands and there's no grounds for an appeal.
Right, Tom, exactly. So I suppose we'll wait and see what the state's response is to that motion. We'll see if they say, look, this was a meeting and nothing more, or maybe, look, stranger things have happened. Prosecutors aren't always aware of these things. So sometimes it's good when a defense attorney brings something, to you that you need to be made aware of because nobody wants anything coming back, as you said, Tom. So let's talk a little bit about the insanity defense here. We understand that Stein's legal team might be trying to argue extreme emotional disturbance that occurred at this time. And this defense team is writing in this motion that the relationship that the presiding judge has with the victim, so they say.
Always good to see Luis Cuevas in here. Free Peach is in here. Good to see Free Peach. Unindicted co-conspirators in here. Let's see here. This how many people think this is going to be one of those cases with the
could create some bias in him maybe not letting certain evidence in that
he just went crazy.
May point to temporary insanity. Franz, what do you think about that
That's what I was thinking, temporary insanity. I think this is definitely going to be that.
Nuance to the argument.
I mean, maybe the pickle sticks on the wall, Julie. Look.
That's a good saying. I like that.
Right. I mean, look.
That was funny.
Look, at the end of the day, sanity or some kind of heat of passion is only going to be this.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not anybody important. I'm not a lawyer, but I mean, he literally goes to the door, opens the door, and then comes back and shoots him again. Just.
Oh, and Franz, we just lost your signal. Tom Smith, it's going to be like Groundhog Day for you. Yesterday, we lost a signal. You saved the day. Today, we're having you do it again. We're going to hire you pretty soon. So tell me, with the temper.
Amy G is here. We were just talking about you. Amy G is here. There she is right there. She is, where is she? She's right there. Daisy Ask is right there. A great channel, great person. Always welcome here. So there she is. We were just talking about you. All right, let's go to this here.
Very insanity. Looking at that video we were just looking at, Mickey Stein's raising that gun. I mean, what do you say as an investigator? What do you see?
I'll say one thing. The judge is probably hoping he gets recused, right? Like, I don't know if he wants to take on this. I wonder if there's going to be probably no cameras in this courtroom. I don't think.
In that video.
A absolute premeditation, a knowledge of what you're doing.
See, he literally, like, I mean, watch this. This is triggering, obviously, but he's going to go to the door. He's done firing, and then he's going to go to the door, open the door, and he's going to come back and do it again. Like, that's, I don't know how that's, I don't know.
He didn't just walk in there, blast a couple of rounds, and run out the door. This was a conversation. This was precise. Even walking around, like you're seeing right now, making sure he's down, shooting him again, crouching down right at the end. This is a cold-blooded murder that he knew exactly, in my mind, what he was doing.
Mm-hmm. Tom, it's interesting. You're looking at how he's, when you're going to fire a shot, he's firing the proper way. Is he not? I'm not saying this was wrong. But just the way, look at how he holds the gun. He's, it's chilling to look at. Tom, do you think that the jury is going to see temporary insanity when they look at this?
I don't think so, because of everything we just talked about at every point that we just brought up. You can not tell, but you know what I mean. when
Oh my
it's a
God.
spur of the moment action and maybe the insanity thing will work. When you have something that is so precise in what you're watching, it's going to be very hard for them to come up with any other conclusion in this, in my mind. Just on the video itself, the video is damning, as you know, but it just kind of tells its own story of what he was thinking and what he wanted the outcome of that altercation to be.
Yeah, it really does.
It's kind of strange. I think the guy himself, this guy here looks a lot like my brother did. Like he's same face, same everything, same. I shouldn't be laughing. This is terrible. This is, but this whole thing, like, I don't know how they're going to get away with that, but anything's possible, man. Like, you know, obviously there was something going on between the two of these people here. But he literally goes and then he opens the door and then pew-pews him again. Like this, I don't know how that's going to be deemed, you know, insanity, but who knows?
Does, Tom. You're exactly right. Franz, I think we have your signal unfrozen. So want to give you a chance to weigh in. We were just talking about how chilling this video is. It's, you know, we see him shooting the judge at very close range, you know, taking the time to square up. I mean, using his non-trigger hand to support his other hand. I mean, it's just, ooh. Do you think his defense team can be successful in a temporary insanity defense, Franz?
I think that in this video, it would be very difficult to argue that he did not understand the distinction between right and wrong. He might have a good argument for heat of the moment, heat of passion, depending on the reason he's doing this act. He may have a nullification argument for, hey, this judge had it coming. And I'm not saying the judge had it coming, and I'm not saying that.
The judge was corrupt. The SO was corrupt. And Stein was behaving extremely bizarre for days and weeks. Yeah, I mean, he was definitely, he was not acting normal, that's for sure. But this whole, I mean, I've watched this video, and it's not like I'm taking a side here. I think, because I think this guy's actually going to get off fairly easy on this here. But, I mean, he literally came into this office to unalive this person here. There's just no doubt in my mind. He literally came in, walked through this door. And there's another room here off to the back of this office here. He literally wanted to unalive this guy. He got everybody out of the room. He went to the door a couple times, make sure nobody was out listening through the door. And it's just this guy, when this guy in the white entered this room, this judge was going to get dead. It's just my opinion.
That murder is ever justified, but sometimes that's the defense. Is this person put himself in this position, and anybody in this defendant's shoes would have done the same thing? That's a very hard nullification argument, Joel.
I think they've edited the video or redacted the video so that you don't see any BLOOD, right? You don't see any, you don't hear anything. They've kind of, I don't know, but this guy definitely got shot, no doubt.
Julie, and it seldom works. But that said, to your question, I don't think sanity on any level is going to work based.
I'm not positive, but I think the wife of this guy here, Steins, kicked him out. I'm not positive about that, but we've done a couple of in-depth, I think he was accusing his wife of having an affair too. I'm not sure about that. But you know, like I said, anything's possible.
On
I know one thing, this is definitely not a whodunit, right? Like we know who did this.
Use the word tactical nature of this shooting. Look at the way he's holding the firearm. Look at the way he.
Oh, you froze again, Franz, but we know
this guy had one chance, right? And it just sucks that you can't get into that.
Where you were going with that, that's a good way to say the tactical nature of it. Tom Smith, do us a favor again, if you finish us off for this segment. It does look tactical, doesn't it? It looks to be an attack that he seems so collected and calm. Doesn't seem like he's losing it, but we don't know what was going through his mind. Maybe he was. What do you say, Tom? Final word, please.
Yeah, I think you used a great word, calm.
I know we played the interview with the daughter, right? The daughter did was it TikTok or something like that live? She did a couple of them. I don't know. This case here is just another one of those bizarre.
He just took his time doing it, and that's how calculatedly cold he was in doing this. He knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to kill this individual, and he spared no expense of doing that and walking up again. You see him going to leave the room and then stops and comes back and shoots him again.
Yeah,
I mean, that is just as cold.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't know how many rounds he put in them, but he probably unloaded the clip, I would think. I don't know. All right, so that's that. I just wanted to play that because it came up again. Like I said, this was done on the 1st, so I wouldn't be shocked if this judge gets recused, though, if he's familiar with this guy here. But it's going to be really hard to find anybody that doesn't know this guy, right? It's like he's part of them. All right, so we're going to go to read the deposition for the lawsuit. They were all involved in It's Wild. Yeah, it's I'm not saying the judge is definitely not the nicest guy in the world. All right, so let's get out of that one there. I do want to play this here because we played part of this last week. It seems like it's Kentucky a lot, right? So this is this triple MS here, right? We went over this the other day here, but here's some more information about this case here. Let's play this here. This happened in I believe this was in Washington.
Court documents painting a much clearer picture of the relationships between 4 people who died in 2 separate but connected shootings in Issaquah and on Mercer Island.
Yeah, through attorneys and police, we have uncovered the names of 3 of those people involved.
I didn't want to say the word because I would have butchered it until you said it. So Issaquah and Mercer Island. We did this last week. These are the victims. Remember the triple MS here. So you had Daniel Cuvelier, Mac Williams, and then Don. One of them is the father to this guy, and then the unknown, and then the mom. The mom was also unalived. But here's this here.
The shooting on Mercer Island being investigated as a murder-suicide.
Cover 7's Jack Bilyeu is reporting live for us in Issaquah tonight, where police are still investigating. And Jack, we have learned a months-long legal battle preceded this tragic shooting, right?
Yeah, Gary, 3 of those people who died in these shootings were a mother and her 2 sons. We've learned one of the sons was in a legal fight with his mother over the custody of the other son. You can see here in Issaquah, police are still out here. There, that white van, that's the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab. They've been in and out of the house where all of this happened, still trying to get to the bottom of exactly how it all went down.
This time of year, you tend to have domestic violence that occurs. I'm not exactly sure if this was a domestic violence incident. It appears to be so with the relationship.
This was the scene in Mercer Island Tuesday. Police say Danielle Cavalier and her son, Mackenzie Williams, were found dead in a home in what they believe to be a murder-suicide. That investigation prompted police to look in on another relative in Issaquah, Cavalier's son and Williams' brother, Nick Cavalier.
The police came and broke down their door.
And
No, the judge is definitely not alive. I know that for a fact. Yeah, Kentucky, Indiana, obviously. It is crazy land. Some of these cases are just straight out of the bazaar.
Issaquah, investigators found Nick Cavalier dead. That's according to his mother's attorney. A woman was also found dead in the house, though officials have not identified her. Neighbors tell us she was Williams' wife.
They were always kind, considerate neighbors, but people have lives that we don't know about.
Neighbors are left to wonder what could have led up to this. We took a look at hundreds of pages of court records related to the family. According to those documents, Mackenzie Williams and his mother were locked in a legal battle over the custody.
I gotta try to download these here, because they've been in and out of court before. So this, I don't know if this is coming as much of a surprise to law enforcement as it should, but they've had legal battles before.
Of Nick Cavalier, whose special needs meant he could not live on his own. Williams alleged his mother abused his brother while he was living at her home. Danielle Cavalier alleged Williams attacked her in her own home and took her son away from her. During that incident, she was arrested after biting Williams' finger. At one point, Cavalier filed a restraining order against Williams, forcing him to surrender more than 50 guns.
I mean, I feel really sad, obviously. I mean, my neighbors are dead. That's really sad. It's really sad.
We will, of course, let you know once there's an official identification of that fourth victim. You can also read more about what we learned from those court documents on our website, KIRO7.com. Live in Issaquah, Jack Bilyeu, KIRO 7 News.
Okay, so they haven't released the fourth that I know of. And we went over a little of this on our last live, but I do want to play this because this latest one here was released a day ago. Hold on one second here. This is another interesting case going on out west there. And this is a lot about the dispute that was going on, because we kind of got into that a little bit the other night. Newly released court records, testimony, and video detail a bitter family legal battle over the care of a disabled man before the deadly MS on Mercer Island. So we went, and I can pull the map up again since I'm on Google Maps here. But here's this. Obviously, these people were not very friendly with each other at all, and they're all related, which is weird.
Investigating the deaths of 4 people connected to a possible murder-suicide.
It's a complex story with a lot of moving parts, so we have created a timeline of events. On Tuesday, police found the bodies of 80-year-old Danielle Cuvier, her 45-year-old son, Mac Williams, inside the Mercer Island home as well that Danielle owned. They'd been shot that same day. Investigators found 2 other people dead inside a home in Issaquah. Police have not confirmed their...
Okay, so on Tuesday, the mother and the son found inside the Mercer home 80-year-old Daniela C. And then 45-year-old Mac Williams. Later that day, 2 others were found unalived in an Issaquah home. So 2 different locations, 2 different bodies, and 2 different sets of bodies in both locations. And I'm pulling up the map now.
Their identities, but say their deaths are connected. Court documents show a clearer picture of the relationship between Cuvier and Williams in the year before they were both found dead. The court papers show they were in a bitter disagreement over the care of Danielle's other son, Dominic, who is known as Nick.
As Fox 13's Lauren Donovan discovered, each of them blamed the other for mistreating him.
And things got ugly. Court documents reveal weapons were surrendered. There was a complex series of protection orders, even an accusation of intent to kill. But at the heart of it all is a mother and son at odds over the care of a disabled brother who needs round-the-clock attention.
Hey, mom asked me to bring you home.
so you can stay with her tonight.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's get the map out here. So we know that he had, what's the name of that? Angel syndrome. Hold on a second here. So here's, so this is the map. There's Issaquah here. There's Mercer Island there. So it's about a 15-minute drive. But 2 bodies were found here in Mercer Island, and 2 bodies were found here. So that's the map there. Let's go back to this here. I think, what's the name of that he had? Angel something. Whoops.
Do you want to stay with mom tonight, or do you want to stay here with me? Me. Which house do you want to stay at? Do you want to stay at Mac's house or mom's house? Mac's house? Yeah.
Sitting there on the couch is Dominic Cuvier, also known as Nick. Behind the camera, taking that video.
So this is Nick, and behind the camera, I think, is his father.
Video of him is his brother Mac Williams.
Brother. Sorry, the brother. So let's go back. So these 2, the guy here is brother to the guy that's holding the camera.
Nick. Behind the camera, taking that video of him is his brother Mac Williams. 45-year-old Mac and his 80-year-old mother, Danielle Cuvier, were discovered dead inside her Mercer Island home. In newly released audio, we can hear Mac didn't just voice his concerns with his brother, he took them all the way to court.
For a few years now, I've had serious concerns about my mother's behavior and mental state.
Attempting to get power of attorney, taking custody of Nick from his mom. But that plan of his never came to fruition. We can see from court records that Danielle retained full conservatorship.
Okay, so this is one of those.
Okay, hold on a second. What did they just say?
Okay, so this is one of those things.
We can.
So my mother's filed a petition on behalf of Shirley. So who had custody?
See from court records that Danielle retained full conservatorship.
So the mom had conservatorship over the grandson.
Okay, so this is one of those things where nobody's fully happy.
Court documents show us this home here in Issaquah, a stone's throw from the high school, is where Mac lived. And this is where 2 bodies were discovered. Authorities have yet to identify them as a memorial grows along the fence post. Our drive about 20 minutes from where we are.
So authorities haven't identified these 2 yet, and it's been 2 days. I mean, obviously they were badly found.
Now over to Mercer Island at Danielle's home, and you'll find a memorial just like this, and that is where we met Danielle's former physical therapist.
I know that there's obviously a lot of stuff I didn't know about, but knowing the good parts about her and meeting her son too, I just hope for peace with all her family and friends.
Tanner Delgardno tells me he was stunned by the headlines, learning that his former patient and her son were shot and killed inside the home he visited for dinner with his wife not that long ago.
She was definitely a big personality. That's like what I remember the most. Like, I mean, I see a lot of people at my clinic, and I remember her pretty well. That was from 3 years ago. Yeah, the fact that she left that much of a mark kind of, I think, said how really cool of a person that she was. I remember, like, she was older, but she didn't carry herself as like a person that was 80.
Reporting on Mercer Island, Lauren Donovan, Fox 13 News.
Okay, so I'm still kind of lost in this here. What I do know is there were 2 bodies. Let's go here. So the 2 bodies found here. The mother and one of the sons was found here. And then all the way over here in Issaquah, there were another 2 bodies that haven't been identified yet, I think. And I'll keep following this here, but we do have a couple of the identified victims here. And this is obviously some sort of a domestic case. I mean, it seems like it's one of those who thought they were better at taking care of this kid. That's just my opinion, but I'll keep following it. All right, so let's get out of this. I do want to go to this. I don't know if you guys have seen this. We'll play this one here. This fire in Switzerland. Have you guys seen that? Hold on a second. Okay, hold on one second here. So this is awful. This is in Crans, Montana, Switzerland, and this whole ski resort caught on fire. Champagne sparklers likely caused this deadly tragedy, officials say. So this was done a day ago. Sparklers on champagne bottles that came too close to the ceiling likely caused the Swiss ski resort bar fire that unalived at least 40 people. Awful. This reminds me of the that rock concert there in, was that Rhode Island? Who the hell was that? That was that Tesla? Was that Rhode Island where all those people died in that fire at the rock concert? But here's this here. This is just awful.
Staff hold champagne bottles with sparklers, all within a tightly packed crowd, and just above them, sparks igniting the.
Why do people play around with fire inside a building? It just doesn't make any sense.
Flames in the ceiling. Other images show more closely staff wearing helmets as they hold those sparklers. CNN has reviewed and verified multiple videos that show the moments that followed. Now, as you watch, I do want to warn you, they're disturbing. Now, there are additional verified videos then showing the chaos unfolding, panic in the bar as patrons search for an escape, and the desperation as the fire grows larger. At least 40 people died and 119 were injured. Officials say that many of those are fighting for their lives. CNN's Nick Robertson has been on the ground, has been following the latest there at the scene in Switzerland. Nick, what are officials saying about the effort to locate those who are missing?
Yeah, they're still trying to identify all the dead. There's still 6 people who are alive in hospital of those 119 that are hospitalized who remain unidentified. And that's the priority, the police say, for the families. We've seen a father of one of the missing today, literally on the ground here in the street, on his knees, uncontrollable grief. His brother was at his side trying to help him. There were strangers quite literally trying to give him comfort on the street, but it was overwhelmed by grief. He's not alone. And when you listen to some of the witness testimonies of the ferocity of the fire, of course, these families now have heard those testimonies as well. And this all plays into their pain. This is how one man described the scene outside here last night in the aftermath of the fire.
Yeah, did I say Tesla? Sorry, it was Great White. I remember that. New Year's Eve. Was it on New Year's Eve? I'm not sure. Was that on New Year's Eve too? I'll have to Google that. But that's what this reminds me of. It's like I don't know why people continue to fart around with fire stuff inside a building. It doesn't make any sense to me. Multiple people missing too.
You saw the young people who were totally burned in the face, who missed some fingers.
Yeah.
Here, laying on the streets. And the first aid was given to these people. And then you have to, what was the worst is the screaming of these young people, the screaming of pain.
No, okay. So the station, hold on a second. V's here. I think the news messed up by saying the mother and son, but Nick lived at home with the mother. That's right. Mac is who she was fighting with. Right. Good to see you, V. Thank you for clearing that up. I know it's very confusing. I did a live. I think it was either last Sunday's live or this Wednesday's live that I did. It's a very strange case. Station nightclub was due to the champagne. No, I think they were shooting off. Hold on a second. Acoustic foam, fireworks. It was a fireworks accident. Pyrotechnics inside a building. I don't know how people get away with stuff like that. This is terrible.
Yeah, and that just gives you an idea.
Thank you for that, V. Appreciate that. Wednesday was last year, Dave. Thank you. Mac is the brother who lived in Issaquah. So the other person unalived is likely his wife, right? In Issaquah said the neighbor in Issaquah said my neighbor's at right. I know they just haven't come out with that, I don't think yet. But yeah, you're right. It's just it's sucky. Terrible.
Of why it's so hard now for the authorities to identify everyone. The bank just over there opened its doors to for triage for medical rescue workers who are quickly on the scene. And my colleague, producer Jess Fetterman, was speaking with one of the doctors helping treat them. And the doctor was telling him, look, we were trying to make sure that everyone we were passing on that was being evacuated away, that we had their identification. But of course, it was so busy.
If I know I'm going to go somewhere in an enclosed bar or anywhere inside and people are going to be using pyrotechnics or something I'm not going. That's the electrician in me when I used to be an electrician years ago. Fire stuff and fireworks inside is not a good thing. It's not sparklers, any type of stuff like that. No, I'm not going to be going to that.
So chaotic, that didn't happen in every case, and that's what provides for the pain and suffering of some of these families right now. European countries also stepping in here. About 50 of these severely burn injured victims have been taken to other European countries for treatment. We know as well as the 71 Swiss who are injured, 14 French, 11 Italian, 4 Serbian, a Bosnian, Bulgarian, Polish. It's touching so many countries here. So,
happening now, investigators are closing in on a possible cause of that deadly fire that raced through a Swiss ski resort bar on New Year's Day. In this new image, you can see sparklers held in champagne bottles very close to the ceiling, which is covered in acoustic tiles. The fire killed.
Dumb. It's just dumb. I mean, I understand people have alcohol in them and stuff like this, but to allow something like this to happen in an indoor venue like this, you're just asking for freaking trouble.
Killed at least 40 people, more than 100 others were injured. Multiple people are still missing right now. Joining us now, the former Boston Police Commissioner, Ed Davis. Ed, thanks so much for joining us. When you see these videos from inside that bar and the sparklers coming out of the champagne bottle,
I don't understand how people get away with code. I mean, I know that's a different country, but I'm assuming they have codes over there too. This is not good. The disaster just waiting to happen.
the acoustic ceiling. What jumps out at you?
Well, it's really horrible to see this thing occurring again.
Look at this. Look at how close these sparklers are to this. This is dumb.
And after we had the Station nightclub fire here in New England back in 2003, it's almost the exact same set of circumstances. The the insulation on the ceiling, and a fire source. You know, sprinklers look innocent, but sparklers look innocent, but they burn red hot. So when you see,
I'm not laughing. This is not supposed to be funny, but wow, I can't believe this. This is a no-brainer, right? Look at how close these are. And these are foam ceilings here. So yeah, this is not good. And it looked like they were trying to very, very unprofessionally put some of the flame out. Jeez.
that kind of combination in a crowded venue when there's so many people there, it really is frightening.
It's awful indeed. And
Major
you
League
think that they would have
dumbassery.
learned the lessons from what happened in Rhode Island and that horrible sprinkler-related fire then.
I mean, this is, this is in Switzerland, so you think that they would be a little bit smarter than this, but this is just bad. This was bad news from the beginning. Champagne sparklers too. So now you have your ignition here in the champagne, and then you have and the sparkler, the fire. It's like a Molotov cocktail right there in a building. I gotta stop laughing. This is not funny. This is people lost their life, 40 people.
What are some of the questions investigators are asking about the bar's capacity and the crowd size at that New Year's party?
Well, that will all be part of the inquiry. The first and most important part of it, obviously, is determining whether or not criminal intent or criminal issues occurred there. So they're going to do a criminal investigation.
Look at that thing. That place is on fire, man. That's a fire. That is. Look at this. Just the smoke alone in there. Those people didn't have a chance. This was bad. This is not good. Whoever did this, whoever allowed this to happen in here should be sued. This is bad news. I mean, it's just, and everybody's probably drunk in there. So, I mean, obviously you have people that aren't thinking straight to begin with, but look at this. That's an inferno.
So they're going to do a criminal investigation to see if there's any violations of the law. But I think very quickly.
Look at that. Look at, oh my God. Oh, you got people jumping over people. I'd be doing the same thing. Like this is a fire. This is, what was that famous line by Eddie Murphy? Get that lighter fluid out of here, Charlie. Give me the gasoline. This is a fire. Oh.
The law.
Oh,
but I think very quickly it will turn into a review of the fire codes and the codes for the number of people that are allowed in the premises, and then whether or
terrible. This is awful. This is, my God. New rule: no sparklers inside ever. Not in a club. That's right. I gotta stop laughing. This is terrible. European countries have old regulations. Yeah. And matches for emergency lighting in case power goes out. You were in logging school? That's awesome. Our hotel in Göteborg gave us candles. Yeah. Yeah, this is a bad plan. This was a bad idea to begin with. Then you add in, because, under normal circumstances, when people are just, sober, is one thing. But now you add, people are probably, smoking a little, probably drinking a little. I mean, that's when you start having problems because now nobody knows what to do. I mean, the guy looked like he was trying to put the fire out with his arm. Like, you can't do that.
or not there can be significant changes to those rules and regulations to try to prevent this from happening again. When you're in the cellar of a building like that and there's only one egress, air is coming in and people are trying to get out, and that combination can cause a flashover, which
God, that's terrible. Yeah, you gotta laugh and cry for sure. This is very strange. Imagine a couple hundred people with candles in a stairwell. Yeah, right. I mean, you're gonna be warm enough, that's for sure. Don't worry about the cold.
resulted in all of these deaths.
Usually the Swiss people are a little smarter than this. I don't know why this was allowed. It could be something as simple as maybe it wasn't allowed. Who knows?
It's horrible.
You know,
It just sad that all those people had to lose their life for, what was supposed to probably be a nice night out. Now everybody's freaking dead. This is awful.
Curious, what are the similarities between this fire in Switzerland and the one at the Station nightclub in Rhode Island back in 2003? I remember that fire. It was awful. For those who aren't familiar with what happened.
Yeah, I mean, this was, a lot of these bars and stuff like that, they have special acoustics for the sound. They have to. It's like a code. And those foams, once they ignite, man, I was in furniture for years and years and years in retail, and we used to have to sit through the videos of how quickly those foams go up, man. It's if the smoke doesn't kill you, you're going to die by the fire. They go up pretty quickly. So this whole nightclub fire was a bad idea too. Fire inside is not, not good at all, ever.
In Rhode Island at that nightclub, 100 people died in that fire, and there were some similarities, right?
There certainly were. One of my staff members was the head investigator on that fire, and I just spoke to him. People were really piled up like cordwood at the front door. You couldn't.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That's awful, buddy. That's terrible. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, once a panic like that in a crowded, venue like that. I mean, don't keep saying bar because it was a nightclub. People are trying to get out of there, and if you're not quick enough, you're probably not going to make it. I remember this one here. This was bad, but this one here, this Swiss fire is pretty bad too. All right, a little bit more of this, and then we'll move on to something else.
Pull the bodies out because of the lack of egress. The fire happened so quickly with that insulating material, the noise dampening material that they had in the ceiling, that people just could not get away, and most died from smoke inhalation. But the scene was just horrendous. That's exactly what we're seeing over in Switzerland, and it's disappointing that people aren't paying attention to these things and preventing them.
Families are desperate for answers this morning after a fire raged through a ski resort bar in Switzerland.
All right, so let's get out of this here. I just wanted to share that. That's awful. It's absolutely terrible. Hilarious. Now the little old ladies at church for giving him the it's fire. I mean, like fire, you don't want to mess with. Fire is one of those things where, it's better to just not deal with it. All right, so I want to share this too. This is this went on in Waverly, in Tennessee here. Did we cover this last week? I don't think so. Humphreys County Sheriff Chris Davis reports 4 people were found unalived in a H-type shooting at a home in Waverly area on Friday. And this is another one of those situations. So let's play this here.
Investigating as if it's a.
Whoops, hold on. Let me rewind this a little bit. There's been a lot of these too lately. Very good.
Responded to what we call a welfare check on the residents. Deputies ended up entering the house, at which time we found 4 victims, which all are deceased. We have, due to the circumstances that they discovered at the time, we spoke with the TBI, asked them to come in to assist us in this investigation. It's going to be an ongoing investigation. We are going to be on the scene for some time. It's going to be a very slow investigation. We are investigating as if it's a homicide type situation. Like I've said in the past, we only get one shot at these things, and we're going to make sure we do the very best we can for our victims. The victims do include 2 adults and 2 people that are under the age of 18. And we are, again, going to take our time and make sure we do things that needs to be done. You have any questions?
So is it all 4, I believe, 2 homicide victims?
We are working as a crime scene. I don't want to go too much into detail.
This case right here started to gain some traction here lately, for sure.
And that we are working it as a crime scene. I will tell you, at this time, we feel that there's no threat or ongoing threat to the area or to anywhere in the rest of our community.
You had a suspect?
We do not at this time.
Yeah, it could be. Are you having issues with your Wi-Fi? I was having issues earlier too. I think I'm actually still having issues. This case here, I got another one to play shortly here, but this is so this was done a day ago. This is in Columbus, I think here. I'll get the actual Waverly, what did I say? Columbus, Waverly, Tennessee here. So let's let me keep playing this here and I'll get the map.
We don't believe that there is an outside suspect at this time.
Sheriff, I know you ended 2025 with some heavy news with starting this year with something like this. Just kind of how are you feeling?
Yeah, you're going to get me emotional. Here again, small town America. Here again, I know the families, so we're going to do right by them. We're going to respect them. And
this sucks when you know the people. It's terrible. I mean, this is the reason why I couldn't have been a cop, because you see these things and you just can't believe it, you know. And I know cops are not supposed to have, law enforcement is not supposed to have any kind of personal, because it gets involved in the investigation. But how do you not? You got to be human, right? Let me hold on. I'm gonna make the map here. So this is where we are. This is Waverly, Tennessee. So this is where this is going on here. Let me back out a little bit here. I have no idea where this is in Tennessee, but we're going to find out. This is Nashville here. So basically due west from Nashville out over in here. How far is that away from Nashville, you think? Whoops. So that is an hour. So it's an hour due west of Nashville. All right. So let's get back to, hold on a second here.
going to do right by them.
Are these 4 believed to be related?
Yes, they are. The 4 deceased are family.
And what time did
I don't remember the exact time that we got the call. I want to say it was.
It sucks. The things that cops usually have to see, usually cops are first on the scene of accidents on highways and stuff like that, and they see a lot of gruesome shit. I know it's part of the job and stuff like that, but they see a lot of stuff, man. And in these smaller counties here, smaller towns, I mean, when they say everybody knows everybody, it's true that everybody freaking knows everybody, and it's hard to be on the scene here when you see people dead like this. It's gotta suck.
It was somewhere around 8:30 a.m. that we got the call. Maybe don't quote me on that time exact.
Did the call come from a family?
Especially when it comes to kids, like kids. I don't think anything can ever prepare you from walking up on a situation like that and seeing like the 4-year-old over there in Alabama. It's got to suck.
I think it come in through dispatch, I believe. I haven't had time to go back and look at the CAD card. We've been focused on the investigation on things, and I know some of the detectives have reached out to that caller and are trying to get that information.
How long do you think the bodies were there when they were found inside the house?
I don't want to discuss that part of the scene, please.
You know about the ages of the victims?
I don't know the exact ages. I can tell you that one was an elderly lady. When I say elderly, she's
Is there anything you can say about cause of death?
I'm sorry.
Is there anything you can say about cause of death?
And forgive me, but I thought I said that earlier with the gunshot wounds.
Are they school-age children, do you think?
I don't want to go inside. I don't want to go inside the door too much into that right now, speaking about the investigation, until we can determine a lot more things that we need to determine.
Is there anything you need from the community right now?
And prayers, absolutely prayers. So.
So an adult female and
Adult female what?
like one adult female, one adult male.
2 adult females, 2 underage males.
Have you ever had any previous calls?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. We've reached out to the school system and other state agencies to make sure that we're doing things and see if there was any underlying things that we need to do. Here again, that's part of the investigation that we're going to make sure that we do the very best we can with.
Did I hear you say that you knew the family?
I do know the families. I know.
Responding to things like this for you. Like, what does that like for you and your officer?
Thank you, Paula. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You'll probably never hear me ask for likes or subs or whatever here. If you guys are here, that's awesome. I appreciate that. I feel like I have the greatest people in the world here in the chat. You guys are awesome. If you want to like it, fine. If you don't, that's cool too. You guys are all awesome for sure. This poor guy, this sucks.
Some of the officers that responded are younger. They don't know the people in the community in great detail. The family that's one of the families involved is actually family of a gentleman that used to work for me. So I think I'm good right now. I'm good.
Did this residents receive any calls in the past? Is this kind of a shock? Since this is a small town,
It's very shocking, and like I said a little bit ago, we have no call history at this address.
We love Paula here. Paula is an amazing human being. She's just absolutely wonderful. It's always good to have her here. She has a great channel too. Paula's she's just awesome. Amazing person.
That we know of right now. So thank you.
That was tough. That was tough. All right, so I'm going to go to this one here. I kind of spoiled the lead up to it here, but we're going to go to Columbus here quickly. well, not quickly, but this will be coming out this week here as one of those well-followed cases here soon. And this is kind of along the same lines here, but there's no suspect here in this one. So no suspect yet as police investigate the unaliving of a dentist and his wife in Columbus. I believe this is Ohio here. Columbus police are investigating a double H after a dentist and his wife were found pupewed and unalived inside their Wineland Park home on North 4th Street. I'll try to find that address. And this was done January 1st. The couple identified as Spencer and Monique Teepee, I think I pronounced that wrong, discovered during the wellness check requested after a dentist failed to show up for work. 2 young children were inside the home and found unharmed. That's interesting right there. Authorities say there are no obvious signs of forced entry. No suspect has been identified, and they do not currently believe this case was an MS. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Columbus Police Homicide Unit or Crime Stoppers. So let's play this here. Like I said, this was done January 1st. So we'll see if there's any updates on this here. Let's do this one first.
In the search for answers after a husband and wife were found shot to death in their home in Wineland Park. Police say they found no sign of forced entry and no weapon inside that home along North 4th Street this week. ABC 6's Aaron Simonek is learning more about the couple and what newly released 911 calls are revealing.
Suspicions starting early Tuesday morning after Dr. Spencer Tepe didn't show up at the dentist office where he worked. The Athens Dental Depot opening at 8 a.m. The first call to Columbus police went out at 9:03.
This individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
The owner of Athens Dental Depot knowing something was wrong.
Like, he is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever.
I mean, some of it is warranted. Some of it isn't. I agree with that. Let's see here. Has anybody heard about this yet? One of my cats just took a crap and it really smells bad. He was always on time with contact. Okay, so let's go with the husband and wife. There we go.
And I just don't know how else to say this. Like, we're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
At 9:22 a.m., an officer arrives at the home, reported no one answered. Several employees of Dr. Tepe continued driving to the house to check on him. At 9:57 a.m., a friend asked for police to return because he could hear children inside of the home. At 10:05 a.m., a frantic call to police saying he could see Spencer's body inside, laying next to a bed. Police soon returned, finding Spencer and his wife Monique dead and 2 children who were unharmed. New records released Wednesday reveal Spencer was shot.
All right, so hold on one second. Let's get the map out. Let's go for a drive, Shibby. Let's do this here. All right, so here we are in Wineland Park. This is in Columbus, Ohio. This is kind of where we are. This is North 4th Street here. I don't want to say that this is exactly where it is, but this is kind of where we are. And, this is kind of where it is, Wineland Park there. Let's back out of this, actually go layer here. Bird's eye view here. This is the kind of like the block here. So this will be a whodunit for some of the people. The stop signs on the left. Just blow right through them. Tummy troubles. Who's having tummy troubles? I had that last week. I don't know if there's something going around, but I drink way too much coffee for stomach issues. Got to watch out for the other cars. Other cars and bicycles. You got to watch out for bicycles too. All right, so let's get out of that. So now that you know where we are, get out of this here. So this will be a whodunit for some people here.
Multiple times. Monique was shot at least once in the
So they have not released any information about a suspect. Hold on a second. Let me stop talking here. There's a bike lane there. I wonder if this is the home.
New records released Wednesday reveal Spencer was shot multiple times. Monique was shot at least once in the chest. The Tepe family shared the couple's 2021 wedding video with ABC6 and Fox 28, showcasing one of the happiest days of their lives.
Mr. and Mrs. Tepe.
Exchanging vows inside of their North 4th Street home. They were just a month away from their 5-year anniversary. A small memorial starting outside of
What? How many years?
Starting outside of the home as investigators confirm 2 children were found unharmed.
So that's going to be the house
Mr.
there.
and Mrs. Tepe.
That's going to be the house there.
Exchanging vows inside of their North 4th Street home. They were just a month away from their 5-year anniversary.
They've been married for 5 years, and they have how many kids? Whoops.
A small memorial starting outside of the home as investigators confirm 2 children were found unharmed inside. It is unclear just how long those children were inside of the home with their deceased parents. Those who worked with Spencer at the Athens Depot are
Who would unalive 2 people and then leave the kids there? That's so weird.
with their deceased parents. Those who worked with Spencer at the Athens Depot are remembering him. On Facebook, they posted about celebrating his birthday just weeks ago on December 9th. We also talked with Dr. Mark Valrose, who owns the practice. He tells me, quote, "We are deeply saddened."
So this is the guy that owns the practice. Is that what she just said? We did this about son passing your colleague in Fraga.
By the sudden passing of our colleague and
Well, usually, I mean, usually it's the husband, but it's not the husband here because he's dead too. So, and they're not suspecting an MS here, right? So this is kind of weird.
friend, Dr. Spencer Tepe. Our heartfelt condolences are with his family and loved ones during this difficult time. We appreciate the community's thoughts and prayers. On your side in Wineland Park, Aaron Simonek, ABC6 and Fox 28 News.
So far, police have not said anything about a suspect in this double murder. We did check in with them for any new information on their investigation. We're told there was none. We will keep you updated.
All right, so let's try this one here.
The Tepe story has gained.
So this is this was done a day ago to Columbia Police on Friday unveiled a timeline. So this is the timeline, which is going to be kind of interesting to see. Columbus area dentist and his wife, as their loved ones, issued their first public statement since the Tepes were found. All right, so here's this.
National, even international attention. We've tried to talk directly with Columbus Police, but they tell us they have nobody available to answer our questions on camera. Now, homicide detectives are asking for the public's help. 4 friends carrying flowers and a soccer ball, keeping the memorial alive outside the North 4th Street home, where Spencer and Monique Tepe were found brutally shot to death Tuesday. Their 2 young children found unharmed inside. Unlike Tuesday morning, the crime scene tape and police cars that were parked outside are now gone. But we did see police doing guard duty at 2 homes belonging to relatives several miles away. Those relatives didn't want to talk to us, and neither does Columbus Police, who told us, since this is an active investigation, we have no updates to provide at this time. Earlier this week, a CPD spokesman told us detectives were hoping the cameras around the Tepe's house and on the street would point them to a suspect. But now, days later, homicide detectives are asking for help. They need anyone who may have video, photographs, or digital evidence, including suspicious individuals or vehicles from Tuesday, December 30th, between midnight and 9 a.m. to reach out to them. And the request covers more than just the couple's block. It's a huge area that covers.
Hold on a second here.
The request covers more than just the couple's block. It's a huge area that covers Summit Street, North Grant Avenue, East.
Okay, so hold on a second. I'm trying to figure this out here. What did she say? What does it say? East 11th Ave. East 8th Ave. Let me see if I can figure this out. East 11th Ave. Well, I'm pretty sure that East 11th Ave, okay. North Grant Ave, so I found it. It's right here. It's North Grant Ave. Summit Street. Right there. Okay, so hold on a second. I think I got it. That's what I was just going to go back to the okay, so here's East 11th Ave here. This is North Grant Ave. And this is East 8th Ave here. North 6th Street. Right here. The Tepe's house is in this here, right here. So if I go here, East 9th Ave, is that it? Okay, so we're on East 9th Ave here. Hold on a second here. Tepe's house here. So 1, 2. 1, 2. We need to be. We need to be here. 8th Ave. 1, 2. Actually, I need to go. This way? Right there. Is that the house there? That's got to be the house there. Hold on a second. Let's see if that's the house there. I might have found it. Hold on. Okay, let's go back here.
And East 11th Avenue.
You just said it. East 11th Avenue. So right down in here. This is exactly where we are now.
The couple's bodies were discovered just after 10 Tuesday morning after workers at Spencer's Athens
No, that's not it. That's not it. Anyways, we'll keep going.
dental office asked police to do a welfare check since he didn't show up for work. Officers found no obvious signs of forced entry and no gun was found at the scene. The Tepe's children, ages 4 and 1, are now in the care of relatives. On your side, Terry Sullivan, ABC 6 News.
In just the last couple of hours, we received a statement from the family of Spencer and Monique Tepe.
Rodney Dunnigan is here. Rodney, they are absolutely devastated by all of this.
Jessica and Mike, they're calling this situation senseless and tragic. They say the couple were extraordinary people whose lives were filled with love, joy, and a deep connection to others.
We're getting a better look at who Spencer and Monique Tepe were. Their family sending us a lengthy statement. They called Spencer.
This is strange. I don't know why I can't find this, but it's got to be in here somewhere. It has to be right in this general area. They may be hiding the house and just, I don't blame them. That way people don't dox the whole thing, but I think I'm fairly close. Anyways, let's go back to this.
A devoted and proud father, a loving partner, and a friend to everyone he met. They say he was warm, intelligent, and endlessly welcoming. Spencer was an OSU graduate, member of the American Dental Association, and fluent in Spanish.
He gave back. Spencer was fluent in Spanish and deeply committed to serving others. He gave back through Big Brothers and Big Sisters, a huge Bengals and Buckeye fan. Monique was a loving, patient, and joyful mother who was warm. So, background of she was child education. She was an excellent baker, thoughtful planner. Yeah, he was pretty successful. He graduated from the Ohio State University. So he's, yeah.
Family says he was deeply committed to serving others, giving back through Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Sports was also a big part of Spencer's life, being a huge fan of the Bengals and, of course, the Buckeyes. They go on to describe Monique as a loving, patient, and joyful mother whose warmth defined her. She had a background in childhood education. Monique was also a baker.
Mr. and Mrs. Tepe.
Their family shared this video.
So there was no signs of a break-in. There was no signs of, so they're not saying anything about this being a robbery gone bad. I mean,
video from their wedding. They also say Spencer and Monique shared a beautiful, strong, and deeply happy relationship. They loved to travel. They were proud parents of their 2 children and their beloved golden doodle.
And they go on to say that they're heartbroken beyond words and no outcome can ever undo this loss. They say they're committed to seeing this tragedy fully and fairly brought to justice and honoring Spencer and Monique by protecting the future of the children they love so deeply. Reporting live in studio tonight, Rodney Dunnigan, ABC 6 News.
Spencer Tepe worked at the Athens Dental Depot. They put out a statement to their customers saying it is with heavy hearts that we share the sudden passing of our dear colleague and friend, Dr. Spencer Tepe, as well as his...
Athens Dental Depot. Remember that. Hold on a second. Columbus Road, Ohio. So let's get some directions here. Hold, give me 2 seconds. Right there. Um, 2 seconds. Athens Dental Depot, Wineland Park, Columbus, Ohio. So this is it. This is where we are. This is so this is this office. This is his office here. So this is Wineland Park, and this is yeah, that's got to be one way. We can only go one way here, should be. So this looks like the office. This looks like yep, this is a dentist office here. Stop. Where the hell did I go? I don't know what just happened. Anyways, I was trying to figure out hold on a second. Let's get out of that there. Give me 2 seconds here. I want to find this place. Not now. Hold on a second. Let me go find a parking lot and turn around. You guys are too funny. Me with maps. Okay, so here this is Athens Dental Depot. Street view. I don't know where the hell I was, but this is okay, so that must be where they lived. Okay, so this is the place. This is Athens Dental Depot here. I don't want to dox people by owner here. Let's get out of this. Let's do that. So this must be the house. Okay, I'm done fooling around here because I don't know. What I'm trying to do is find cameras here. I'm assuming that there was cameras at the office. I'm assuming that there was all right, so let's go. Miranda Lee's here. Good to see you. I just saw you. And stop and ask for directions, you stubborn man. That's too funny. All right. What am I doing? Let's go here. It's good to see Miranda for sure. Let me go back to this here. So this is coming from the owner here.
Wife Monique. He will be deeply missed by our team and the many patients he cared for over the years. Our thoughts and since
What I'm thinking is maybe somebody, this is right around, New Year's here. So Friday, when was New Year's? New Year's was Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So I wonder if they had a like an office New Year's Eve party. Something like that here. Let's
Serious condolences are with their families and loved ones during this very difficult time.
Thank you for watching the ABC6 News.
Okay, so one more, and we'll get to one more case, and then I'll get the hell out of here. This is a day ago. Oh, look, police off the cuff is on this. Good.
We are following a murder mystery in Ohio. A beloved dentist and his wife were found dead inside their home, and their young children were also discovered inside.
There's a body. He appears dead. There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood.
We just received the 911 calls from police. The couple's children are okay. They were inside the home, but they were unharmed. And now police say they're on the hunt for their parents' killer. We're on the case, presented by Law and Crime.
Isn't Miranda awesome? Miranda is just an amazing person. I hope you're doing well, Miranda. It's always good to see you too. I hope Heather's doing well. I don't know what's going on with Heather. I wish I knew. I just hope she feels better soon. I miss Heather in here, and I miss Mino. I don't know where Mino Dino is.
I'm Chris Stewart. Hey guys, real quick before we start this episode of On the Case, one of the most watched shows on YouTube, I want to talk about our partner and sponsor, Morgan & Morgan, America's largest personal injury law firm. They have more than 1,000 attorneys, and they've recovered of the home where they were just found dead. Were found shot dead inside their home the day before New Year's Eve. This is video of that couple.
The day before New Year's, so they were found the day before New Year's Eve. So
Spencer and Monique.
there goes my theory, but maybe a Christmas party. Where Christmas party, where I don't know.
Tepe. This is actually their wedding video. It was shot in 2021, and it appears they're on the steps of the home where they were just found dead on December 30th. So let's get into it. This is what we know at this point about what happened. Spencer and Monique lived in Columbus, Ohio. Spencer was a dentist in nearby Athens, Ohio. In his biography on his office's website, it says that he graduated from Ohio State in 2017 with his Doctor of Dental Surgery degree, and he was passionate about delivering the highest quality care and a comfortable experience while building meaningful relationships with his patients. And outside of work, he loved to golf, travel, and spend time with his family. Now, Spencer was...
Yeah, I always get nervous, or not nervous, but I always get suspicious when it's around, the New Year's. I mean, we just had a case that got solved this year here with the Brian Walsh case that happened around New Year's and the holidays. You have all these big parties and stuff like that, and you never know. And that's why I wanted to go to that office and see if there were, cameras around there. I'm assuming they had probably like a Christmas party or something like that for his work. Do people even do that stuff anymore? Are there Christmas parties like that? I would think there are. Not saying that that's what happened. I'm just saying it's kind of suspicious when it's because usually it's the husband. If there's a domestic, it's 70% of the time it's the husband, but not in this case because he's dead. So, and they're ruling out, an MS. So, maybe it's some sort of a disgruntled employee, or maybe he was fooling around with somebody. I'm not saying anything. I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
Was married to Monique Tepe. The two of them had 2 children. We believe those kids are toddlers. And this couple was coming up on their 5-year wedding anniversary. They were married on January 30th, 2021 in Columbus.
That's a good question. It's like the New York Football Giants. Like, I know that there were, the New York Giants had at one point a baseball team too, but that's been a long time ago, bro. Disgruntled patient, yeah, maybe. Strange how the kids, were left there though. I don't know how old the children are. Did they say how old the children are?
This is their wedding video. It was shot by a family member who gave us permission to show some of it. And when you watch this video, it really just shows you how much this couple appeared to have been loved and how much they loved each other. So let's break down what
This was shot, this whole video was shot 6 years ago now. So, I mean, things can change quickly in 6 years.
police are telling us from the phone calls that came in on December 30th.
Columbus Police, Tech 107.
Yes, I would like to.
Thank you, Miranda. I'm surprised Tracy didn't chime in here. 4 and 1. Okay, so it's not that.
Ask for a wellness check on an individual at their home.
So police.
Hold on a second. I like to hear these 911 calls too because. Hold on a second. Okay.
Columbus Police, Tech 107.
Yes, I would like to ask for a wellness check on an individual at their home.
So police first received a call from Dr. Tepe's dental office, and that's because Spencer didn't show up for work.
This individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
What did he say?
He didn't show up to.
Hold on a second. Don't worry, I'm getting out of here soon. I just want to play this a little bit here.
This individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
He didn't show up to work?
Correct.
Okay. Does he have medical problems or?
No, and he's been reliable, and we cannot get in touch with him, his wife, his family, anybody that lives in that house.
Okay. So
There's
you're
2
in
kids in the
Florida.
home. I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my
Okay, so he's in Florida, so it's not him.
employees that he was not at work.
The 911 caller seems like she doesn't really give a shit.
And he runs the office.
That call was made around 9 o'clock in the morning. His boss says that he's on vacation in Florida, but he was receiving phone calls from their office because people didn't see Spencer show up and they were very concerned about him.
Have you guys received anything else, like calls about him or like a car accident or anything like that?
No, sometimes people just don't show up to work. I mean, maybe he's sick. I don't know.
So as much as the dispatcher
Oh my God. It's just so, I don't know what's going on with 911. I'm going to do a quick live after, just going to poke around and play. It's awesome. Okay. So, remember, was it the Stevens family where the kid accidentally called on them, but the dispatcher just heard what sounded like Christmas present wrapping paper? Yes. It's good to see that Classic Crime is still here. The police, 911 police, whoever the operators are, just I don't want to group everybody into togetherness, but she doesn't. I mean, this is just terrible call. The police dispatcher seems like she is late to work. Something absolutely, she just doesn't give a shit at all. Stephen and Michelle Andrews. Yep. Okay, so there's Shibby's live right there. So he's going to be going live right after me. I'm going to be getting out of here. How long I've been here 3 hours. Oh my God. Okay, so I'll play a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to kind of work on this again next week. I may come on again. No, I'm going to have to do This on my next live next Saturday night. All right, so just a little bit more of this here. The 911 operators just drive me absolutely freaking crazy.
Says it is common for people just to not show up for work, maybe oversleep, maybe they're sick. Spencer's boss is really adamant that something could be wrong with Spencer because it's just something that he wouldn't do.
You know, I get it. 911 calls get probably some of the most bizarre freaking phone calls you'll ever get in your life. But, still try to be professional. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's probably just a me thing. I just don't like the way she's treating this call at all.
Not show up for work.
I just know that he is he is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. We're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
So about 20 minutes later, at 9:22 in the morning on December 30th, a police officer goes to Spencer and Monique's house, but there was no answer at the couple's home. Concerned friends then go to the couple's house to see for themselves, and they say that they heard the Teppes.
Did Mustang leave? If Mustang left, have a good night, Mustang. Always good to see you. 911 needs a new job. Yeah. I mean, it's just, like I said, I could just imagine the kind of phone calls they get, I don't know if they used to have a TV show where they'd get these phone calls. I remember one time they called 911 in a hockey game. Was that Montreal and Boston? They called 911 because the players were getting too rowdy or something like that. So the 911 gets a lot of weird, but you got to be kind of professional at the same time. This 911 operator, I can tell she just doesn't give a shit at all.
Children inside the home. So this is a call that came in around 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, what's the emergency there? Police or medical?
Maybe both, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of doing the
We
well.
already had a call out there. They knocked on the front door and back door multiple times, and there was no answer.
Yeah, no answer. I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in. At this point, I don't know if I need to break the door in or just get in the house or what. So.
Okay, were you out there when the police was out there?
I wasn't. I just got here about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll send them back out to you.
Then another call comes in to dispatch. This one is from someone who Spencer works with.
Our boss did not report for work. We haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site and we can hear.
Okay, I
kids
just
inside.
talked to somebody there.
Okay, I'm just making sure somebody called.
Then about 5 minutes later, another phone call. But this one is where the story goes from concern for a person who didn't show up for work to a terrifying discovery.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
1411 North 4th.
Okay, 1411 North 4th. We've got several calls on that. What's changed since the last person I talked to?
There's a body. There's
a body inside?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
As the caller waits, you can hear what sounds like small children in the background, and that just shatters.
I can imagine her supervisor saying, "Did you ask if they may be hungover?" That's so funny. I'm gonna stop laughing tonight, man. This is serious shit. This is unaliving. This is terrible stuff. And here I am laughing. She said, "Great live," so I think she's leaving, but maybe she's yes. She's realizing that she screwed up. Yeah, it's it becomes more like an emergency when they've already found a body, right? Like I don't know. Maybe it's just me with the 911 calls, but I can sense a non-caring element to that whole phone call, and they get progressively worse. Now we got a body, so now we're gonna have to freaking send somebody out there.
shatters your heart when you hear this story, because the Tepes children were found inside the house. The good news, if there is any good news in a story like this, it's that the kids were unharmed, but people could hear them potentially crying inside the house as they waited.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's absolutely horrible. Oh my God, that's got to be. I mean, the 1-year-old is probably, but the 4-year-old, could you imagine that? He's probably a witness too.
For officers to arrive.
There's a body. Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just did a wellness check. We just came here, and he appears dead. Okay. There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood. I can't get closer to see more than that.
Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything.
Yeah.
Is it like kind of like huddle, does he look like?
It doesn't look huddled.
Thank you, unindicted. I try to be, I try to be as professional as I can. I just, it sucks for the kids for sure. They had to be there, I don't know how long they were there with them or not, but 3 hours, right? 3 hours. Who knows when I don't know. But they do have a timeline, 3 hours. Yeah.
I can't look.
Okay, all right, understand. Okay, and then when was the last time somebody spoke to him?
Yesterday, I suppose.
Yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
How old is he?
37.
37. Okay. Is he like a drug user or anything like that?
No.
So they got a timeline. So somebody spoke to them the day before. So they at least have preliminary yesterday or whatever time that timeline he probably left for work till 3 hours from when the first call came in. So there's kind of like a timeline there. So this is probably the person calling right now on the phone is probably a cop or something, or somebody who's trying to take down the questions they're asking are more kind of I don't want to say interrogation questions, but more fact-finding questions.
No.
Okay. All right. Just that's a really young age.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. All right. We're on our way.
So that concerned friend says that they saw Spencer's body inside the home.
Caller saying they can hear kids inside. Thought he heard one of them yelling. Now we're getting another call saying there's a body inside. Esther receiving copy.
Who's saying there's a body inside?
We also have recordings of police putting out the word on dispatch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've ruled the MS thing out. But you never know. I mean, usually they'll probably rule that out pretty quickly. I mean, if there's no weapon around, they could probably tell if it was if they were pew-pewed or not, and there's no weapon around. That's probably a good idea, indication. Yes, for sure. It's interesting to me though that the kids weren't harmed. So, I mean, thankfully, right? But I don't know. Maybe they left them alive so they could, have to deal with it. All right, I'm going to get out of here though. I'll try to cover this as much as possible within the next week or so. If there's anything that breaks in the case, I'll let people know. I just want that'll be all over social media for sure. That people will catch on to this one here soon. I just want to go over some preliminary stuff with that. It must be someone that would never be in front of the kid again. Exactly. It could be for some reason, I'm getting like maybe somebody at work vibe from this here. I don't know, maybe somebody who was jealous or whatever. I don't know. But I don't know yet. I don't know enough about it. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have been awesome. I want to appreciate everybody who's in here. I don't know how many times I got to say that, but you guys are great. And for you guys to come in here and listen to my bullshit, for 2 or 3 hours. Early Sunday morning is amazing. You guys are awesome. Paula, thank you so much. You're great. Paula's just an amazing freaking person. She's got a great channel, Unindicted Co-Conspirator. Thank you very much for coming in. I really appreciate it. It's always good to have you here. Mustang, you're an amazing person too. Thank you so much for all your help, support, everything you do on the channel. Free Peach, thank you very, very much for coming in. It's always good to see you here. This is definitely a whodunit case for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. Let's see. JCN, thank you so much. And feel free to go over there to JCN's awesome. She, I don't know where you are at, but I'm pretty sure you're doing a fantastic job. You always do a fantastic job. That's her channel right there. I think Class in Crime, and I'll go over there too after I get out of here to make sure I'm subbed. I know that Big Fish was in here. Big Fish is amazing. Thank you. Mama Duck, you're awesome. It's good to see you again in here tonight. Big Fish, you're great. And like I said, feel free to keep throwing your channels in here. Get you as many nods as possible here. Miranda Lee, thank you so much. You're awesome. It's always good to see Miranda Lee in here. She's been with me forever here. One of my first subscribers for sure. Always good to see her here. And when I was off, when I was running around with my daughter to different hospitals here, I heard from Copper Horse, which I haven't heard from in such a long time. Copper Horse is an amazing person. She, I really appreciate her well wishes for my daughter and stuff. All of you guys for that. But Copper Horse and me go back years. She's a mod. Mustang again, thank you. Shibby, awesome. Shibby's going to come on after me here, so feel free to jump over there. I'll try to jump on the Shibby's after I get some of my other chores done. Let's see here. I know Boston Christian was in here. Boston Christian's amazing. A lot of good people in here. I know Anthony Franch was in here. V was in here. V's awesome too. Thank you so much, V, for coming in. Grismatically Clever was in here. Feel free to check out Grizz's channel here. Grizz and I go way back to all the way back to Sleuth's channel. Let's see here. It was good to see YouTube Bad Actors. Is that it? Let's see here. Hold on a second here. YouTube Bad Actors, I think. Great work. Awesome work. Great channel. I try, like I said, I try to, promote as many channels as I possibly can in here. Amy G was in here too. Amy G is awesome. I haven't seen Peggy O for a while. Hope she's okay. Louise Cuevas was in here. I always say, forget to say, give her a shout out. Carol was in here. Carol's awesome. Thank you, Carol. Lita Joe was in here. Lita Joe's amazing. I appreciate everybody, especially people on the replay. I know I got tons of people that listen to me on the replay. I really appreciate that because I'm on at the god hours of the night. That's just me, though. I have to be here this time because I work during the day. Black Knight was in here. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. And if I miss anybody, I apologize. Just can't scroll all the way up to the top. I hope Dino's all right. I hope everybody's all right. And again, whatever you guys do this week, don't die. I hope everybody's having a good New Year so far. And I'll probably see you guys at some point. Feel free to subscribe to all these channels: Class and Crime, Biggie Fish, Shibby, whoever's got a channel. All right, so let me play my outro. You guys have a great week. Stay safe. Once again, thank you guys very much. Let me see if I can play my outro here. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I probably missed a whole bunch of people, but I'm out of here. You guys have a great week. Thank you.